What's up, y'all? This is just Ashlee Keaton. We are back. We are live. We had a little switch up with the schedule. That's why things got a little awkward. It's a delay. We've hired some new people. We fired some old people.
Thank
Out with
God.
the old, in with the new.
Bye, Mike.
Shout out to Nakia Greenwood in the building.
Woo!
She's been doing her thing. We had to get rid of Mike because, he wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing it good, you know what I mean? And then, guys, we have Michaela in the building.
Hi.
Yes, very excited to have these people in here. And also, we got Aliana, top designer, in the building.
Hi, everybody.
Guys, this is the no, sorry. Let me get my notes right. This is where family, faith, and funny collide. We've been uploading a lot of content. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, y'all. We're like 935. So if you've seen a few episodes and you have not hit subscribe, then we got beef. We got beef. Like the video, because that's the best way to help us with the algorithm. And also subscribe if you're feeling it. Every time I make that comment, somebody thinks it's funny. So let me see here.
Not me.
But yeah, y'all, this is where, we want to help you get blessed, finesse, confess in the name of Jesus, and enjoy the process. Amen. Apparently we had to do a switcheroo, so it's girls' night, and you know what I'm saying, I'm watching these
Top tier women in here.
making sure these ladies don't do nothing crazy, because it's Cinco de Mayo. They could be out doing some crazy stuff. But God bless their soul. They're in the house of the Lord. Amen. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the episode. We got a few topics. And we talk about some red flags. The topic is red. We're talking about red flags today. So it's gonna be a very good episode.
Yes.
So what is the ultimate goal? Relationships, dating. We're gonna talk about that. Some dating. Let me see. What is it? We're gonna talk about some dating deal breakers. During our wild card segment. Some other questions dealing with dating and preparing. So there's a lot of red flag content. And there's the Steve Harvey video we want to react to. Put some ones in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Because we're going to keep this going. So first I want to ask everybody, when you think about relationship, what is the ultimate goal? What is the goal that you're trying to get to when it comes to relationships? And we will start with Michaela.
I just knew it.
KK know the way.
My ultimate goal, I mean, of course it would be marriage, but honestly it's oneness.
Oneness. Hallelujah.
Yes. Like having like that deep, intimate connection. Like, I'm not talking like sexually. I'm talking about like spiritually, like including like with God. But it would be oneness.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Aliana, do you agree with her, or do you want to rebuttal?
I'll add it to my list of what I want, ideally. At the end of the day, it is marriage, but definitely a partner that is respectful, respects me enough to communicate, respects me enough to be loyal, and obviously love. Like,
oh, dating. What's the biggest problem in dating, y'all?
No expectations. Oh my God. Yeah, that's top tier.
You saying not having expectations while you're dating?
It's always no titles. Let's see where this go. We're chilling. No expectations.
A lot of situationships in 2022, 2023.
2023.
When did this start?
Huh?
It started a while ago.
A long time ago.
It's been situationships going on, and
yeah, Ashlee.
And then so what is the biggest problem in dating for you? I'm gonna give my 2 cents as well.
You said expectations, right?
Yes, I
did. I was gonna build off of that, but now it's just gonna seem like I'm stealing answers.
No,
so I'm trying to change it.
You can elaborate, like, from your perspective.
Definitely people lack solid standards and boundaries. They don't implement them, and like you said, there's a lot of gray areas and ambiguity when people start to talk.
And you can switch between some of those angles and stuff. So
But
I want more close-ups and stuff too.
no one wants
That's
to see you, Ashley.
No, not me. You know what I'm saying?
This is my show today. Well, yeah, definitely standards and boundaries are lacking. What was the question again?
It was like, problems in dating.
Oh, there's a
That,
lot.
some stuff that we see today, like,
Sometimes I think there's also too much expectation. Nowadays we see on social media, oh, my man needs to provide for me, do everything. And especially like us, we're like in our early and late 20s.
yeah.
Those are too high of expectations to put on someone in that age range. They can't meet those expectations. A guy can't pay his bills, my bills, buy me a Chanel bag. Like, sometimes I feel like the expectations are set too high.
It would be nice though if he could
It
buy
would
you
be
a Chanel
nice,
bag.
but I can buy myself that. Just kidding.
So communication.
Communication, that's a good one.
Communication, definitely.
The expectation and the communication, I feel like combined
Yeah,
together.
go in. We need to hear you preaching.
So yeah, the communication and the expectation, because like you're saying, like it's gray areas. He can't provide this, and that. If that's communicated and you're expecting that, and it's like he telling you he can't, it would be a clear understanding of like, okay, y'all gonna stay together or y'all not gonna be together, or y'all just gonna like leave it where it's at. And that could be just like friendship. Yeah.
Okay, because I would say a
True.
big problem in dating today is not having a goal. Like we just talked about the ultimate goal. Like a lot of
True.
people just
Yes.
date. And I've talked to people and they said, yo, I mean, I understand like you're all about, marriage and da da da, but I don't think there's anything wrong with just trying out a few people and like dating kind of like and I'm talking about like having the intent in mind. Like if you know for certain, like, nah, this person is never gonna work out. And we're just gonna date anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And you're wasting this person's time and you're wasting your time.
Yes.
It just makes no sense to me to not have an idea of marriage in your head. But, it's like we're just kind of lollygagging and having fun. And then other things can happen and then mistakes. And then now, because you had no goal in mind, now you have, baggage.
But don't you think that through those mistakes you would start to build your expectations, standards, boundaries? You'd learn from them? Or no? I don't
Yeah.
know. Would you advise dating a lot or getting involved in these situationships? Because I mean, situationships are like a preview into a relationship. So I guess it really sets the stage. Or
So you're saying
Let's define situationship.
oh yeah, that's kind of a newly coined phrase.
You can show yourself. You can show yourself when you speak it.
So we want to see you, Nikia.
We gotta like switch the angles a little more. But yeah.
okay, what would you define a situationship as? Mm-hmm.
He got you over here in a situation and you thinking it's going to change and it's not. So that word has a negative connotation to me. So when you're using it, I'm confused because it's negative to me. So that's why I want to clearly define.
You gotta unmute your mic when you're. My bad, I forgot.
Entanglement.
Definitely an entanglement.
Yeah, I would say like when a man comes to you, right, and he sells you a dream, but I don't want to sound like Mike Todd. He sells you a dream, but he doesn't have a vision. He sells you this dream, right, and he's telling you all these things that he wants to do and da da da. But it's like it's just the talk, so you got to be able to tell what's the difference as a man, just like a person just selling me this versus him like actually wanting this to go somewhere,
Right.
Because I see this happen sometimes where like people, they will talk about what they want, the goals and in the relationship, and then it's like I don't know, they're like wording this stuff just to sell you a picture,
Right.
a really nice picture, and then it all falls short because you don't see them actually acting on it. So we don't listen to their actions, we listen to their words, and we listen to sometimes how the dream sounds. and we can get caught by that.
Right, because getting to know someone isn't a situationship. So you have a right to get to know someone.
Right. But there should be a set time
Is there
period
like
for
a
that.
time limit on that though? Is the reason why you're calling it like a time thing?
Yeah, there's a time limit on
What
it.
would you suggest?
What's the time limit?
Well, I think it's not the same for
We
everyone.
need to see you.
It's not the same for everyone, but you'll know internally. You put a time. If he's taking you out and not just calling you at midnight, but he's actively trying to get to know you,
Okay.
that timestamp is going to happen automatically. You won't even need it. But you know when someone's wasting your time and you're just trying to hang on and wait and see. But a lot of times we ignore that internal alarm because we really like them. We really wanted to work out.
Okay.
She getting some real stuff, Nakia.
No, that is
Yeah,
true.
Nakia is the new host. She's
Yeah.
taking over this show. I'm gonna take a back seat. Y'all do y'all.
No, honestly, like we
funny.
really need to, as women, listen to our intuition for sure.
Yep. I use the word discernment in
That part.
God,
I say
but,
intuition.
but you know,
Come on, man.
I say you gotta discern these things, amen. You gotta. What did the Bible say about prayer and fasting, supplication, and in God?
Lead you in.
Lead- Hey, sorry, y'all. I got a little carried away.
Don't spit in the mic.
Everybody don't like the harsh preaching. That's why I got mic covers. That's why I got mic covers, because I knew I was gonna do that. So, should men and women split the check on the first date?
No,
You say no. The woman should cover it. Okay, you got it. I know you got it, but what if
I did cover it first.
It depends. Did I ask to go on this date? Or did he ask me on the
Yes,
date?
that's true.
Because
That's
I
true.
feel like, no, for real. Because, like, if I'm like,
Now
all
I
right,
got
we
another
should
question.
do this, it might go like, all right, I'm not expecting him to pay for me. But if he offer, like, go ahead.
All right, I got another question. Should
I
the
agree.
woman ask the man on the date, on the first date?
No. I'm just saying if that was
Okay.
a situation. That was
Everyone's
like
shaking their head
hypothetical. Hypothetical.
Hypothetical, if you will.
Exactly.
But-
Might as well just take ourselves out.
So you're gonna date yourself, you're gonna marry yourself.
That
As
is
you should.
absolutely
Now-
okay and what I recommend.
Is-
Because when you can love your own self,
Hit
Period.
your camera.
somebody else can love you.
I agree with that statement.
Ladies. What happened?
We didn't know what Bobby was saying in the comments.
Rum boo boo.
No, but I am old school. Like I would rather
We're
him
not
ask me out
blaspheming
on
the
a
Holy
date.
Ghost on my show.
You heard me?
What you say?
Yeah, I would rather him ask me out on a date. I wouldn't like suggest it. But if we're friends and we're getting to know each other, like it wouldn't be like something that has anything to do with pain. It would be more so let's go to the park. If I initiate anything.
You said the park.
Yeah.
Park is free.
Exactly.
Yeah, ain't nobody got paid
no
for the
real
park.
expectation. I'm just getting to
Yeah.
know you.
Y'all might
That's
pass my
I don't
lemonade
know.
stand.
I expect the man to pay first, but I think that just has a lot to do with my culture and how I was raised. So that is
You
the
was raised
expectation.
right. You was raised right.
Thank you. But that is the expectation of men.
I'll
And I
expect him
do
to pay.
and
that.
no,
We learning,
No,
y'all.
I was just
We learning.
hypothetically.
but I
saying
do agree with you, Michaela. Like if it depends on who asks out first. Like if I want to hang out with someone, I'll pay, or for friends. I mean, and we're talking about dating. But if the guy asks me out, I do expect him to pay.
Well, you ain't got to be nice. You know what I'm saying to Michaela just because she know the play.
I was about
Just
to
because y'all friends.
I never
Let her know no play.
disagreed.
You said what?
I said no, I just never disagreed, but it was just a hypothetical. Like if I genuinely want to get to know somebody and they're intriguing to me, it's like, all right, let's go on a hike.
Now this question might be a little dead and gone, but whose relationship inspires you the most?
Mine and God's.
Woo. Thank you, Lord. Bro shoes. That's my answer. I came up with that just now.
I don't.
Nobody offset gave me that answer.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Nobody inspired me.
Nobody. I feel you. That was my real answer.
Yeah, because no.
Kind of hard to get inspired in this day and age by other relationships.
It's too many. I'm gonna show you this, but we really dealing with this, or it's really like this, but I'm gonna just show y'all this. So I don't really have oh my goodness, they're ideal to me. No.
I think the good relationships are kind of hidden behind closed doors because there's got to be some out there that we just don't know them.
I like to
Yeah.
cherry pick from different relationships.
Yeah. It's pretty
That's
much all
what I'm
you can
saying.
do
Like,
these
yeah,
days.
you can pick
cherry
certain
pick certain things,
characteristics out of like certain relationships. Like, oh, I like how they adventurous. I like
Right.
how they pray together. I like how they always, yeah. It'll be
And-
stuff like that, but it won't be like, ooh, that. No.
Yeah, and not only like the positive relationships, the negative ones as well. Like you can learn what not to do, what you don't want in your relationship.
I agree.
Okay. Are there any, speaking of negative, are there any like negative patterns that that you ladies have seen in dating experiences?
I like how everybody looked at me. Feel attacked.
And if you got an unspoken request that we need to pray for, you know what I'm saying? Let me know because we ain't got to talk about it.
Ooh,
Unspoken, Lord.
it's so many. It's like which one?
There's
to
so
choose-
many.
Which one to choose from?
These men
Not
out here
many.
that trash.
Is that the same
Real
thing as a
bad.
red flag?
Real bad.
I would say, yeah. You know, bad patterns or whatever. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, this gonna sound real contrary to my last.
Men that don't pay on the first date.
No, it will be
Oh.
men who don't take the initiative. Like they expect you to chase them, and it'd be like, no. Like, what is this? Am I chasing you? Like I don't. That would be it for me. Like men who don't take the initiative. It's no dating. It's no none of that. It's more so, well, I don't know what you want to do, or they ask you what you want to do, and it's like you don't have anything you want to plan. You don't, you
I
know.
want to take initiative. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it for me. Ooh.
Take an initiative.
A lot of people don't take the
Alright.
initiative. Like that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
All right. I ain't got no men here. So
Yeah.
y'all can't, come at her because y'all not here.
Actually, do you take the
They
initiative?
can fight in
I
that
take the
comment.
initiative. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashley, what are your red
Yeah,
flags?
Yeah.
What are your red
my
flags?
red flags?
Yeah.
People that ask me too many questions, making statements, assuming.
No, we're talking about in dating. What are your dating
dating,
red
that's not what- no.
What are your red flags you
Oh.
in a woman?
What
My
did he
red
say?
flags. Let me see. Okay. This is the first one. I ain't gonna lie to you. This always get them. This always upset people. Let's see. Promiscuous. That's not something like showing too much is a red flag for me. Speaking too much is a red flag for me. I understand there's certain instances where you talking. What?
Go ahead.
No. It's I'm just
Quit
saying.
saying be quiet.
No. I'm talking about. Let me say. You know, the Bible speaks about if it's a loud nagging woman, it's better to be on the roof of your house. This came from the Bible. What I'm saying, it's not that like okay. I know there's moments where it's like okay, babe, let me hear what you got to say. I'm just listening. I get it. You gotta have somebody to vent to. Cool. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about you got to take over the conversation. You got to be the one talking at all times. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people that they cannot have, like you said, conversation. You ladies said conversation. This is just a big deal for me.
Overbearing.
Overbearing, like not just like a light, like oh, you were speaking. Okay, you gonna get back to me though, right? You better get back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like cool. Then I get back to you and you finish what you were saying. Like a nice little communication, maybe little light interruptions, but nothing like I'm about to take over and then bump what you saying. I don't want to hear it. But then also like, profanity. Like you're using a lot of profanity. Like no, I don't cuss at all. So if you're using a lot of profanity, you got to find somebody else that's hardcore cussing. And even a lot of them out here, they don't like women that use a lot of profanity. That's just. But also another red flag. I'm gonna say hygiene. That's a big red flag. You know what I'm saying? Because,
True.
I just personally feel like women are supposed to keep themselves cleaner than men because they're so focused on being that flower. So if I'm clean, you need to be, you know what I'm saying, outdo me.
Why we both can't be the same amount of cleanliness?
you.
No.
Right.
Gotta be cleaner than
Like,
you.
he needs to
I'm
be
coming-
fresh.
I'm coming from the
Both be
gym.
clean.
I'm coming from my job.
So
I'm
you let
sweating,
yourself
you know what I'm
go? You're
saying?
making excuses for being
No,
dirty?
no, I'm not making excuses. I'm not dirty. First of all, I'm not.
First of all, I could smell you right
no,
here.
no. I'm saying, what happened?
Where's that little horn thing, Ashley?
I don't. You gotta hit the bottom
We didn't
left of
teach you that
sounds.
for a reason, you see?
Yeah, I don't need her exercising.
I'm gonna make it myself.
I don't need her exercising all her rights.
Mm.
Let me
Ashley
see.
don't like girls with short hair. No, he doesn't.
Well,
Matter of
people
fact, let me
don't-
cut my hair.
People don't think about these red flags. Everybody has the same ones as me, but mine might
Everybody.
be explained a little differently.
Not the IG one.
So you like your man to stink?
No, I like them to smell clean and not give excuses for being gross and dirty. You come from the
That's-
gym, you shower.
That's not what I was doing. Let me see.
You better use a bidet, something.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't use those.
I know.
I don't know what a bidet is.
You're making me cough.
Right.
I use a Barbara soap.
But barely.
Did you just say barely? Get off my no, plane. Okay.
Wait, how she know? She said barely. How she know?
Don't nobody know my.
Tell
don't
them
no-
who put you
Next
on cologne
question.
and deodorant.
Don't nobody know.
Oh, we not gonna do Ashley now. He knew
We
about
not-
deodorant.
I'm being nice because you know what I'm saying.
You
I
said
could go in
nice.
on everybody, but I ain't gonna do that.
I didn't even attack you.
No. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Kayla's like, I'm just here.
Let me see. So, let me see another red flag. Since you're talking about red flags, I got the flow.
Wait, was that
We're
even
gonna
a
go ahead
question?
and
That
say some red
question wasn't
flags.
even about red flags.
Inconsistency too.
Nikki
if you're
asked me
talking
about red flags.
Oh, sorry.
We could just
But
throw
I
red
think-
flags in there if y'all
I
think
mean,
about it. but-
yeah.
My list is endless. I could pull it up right now if you want.
No.
We'll finish the
I
show.
don't.
Let's see.
No ambition.
Yeah.
Ew.
I would say, you know, I don't need my wife to work, but I would like it if she's not lazy.
Okay, I like.
That's a red flag. I'm not saying. I'm saying. I would like her to have the
Rent
option.
$1,200. Everybody gotta be working.
No.
Everybody gotta work.
No, I'm not
Oh, you need to
saying.
be
I'm
here.
not saying she can't work. I'm saying I would like to make enough money for her to have the option to work.
Okay, I like
So
that.
if she's a stay-at-home mom, that's what I meant to say. If she's a stay-at-home mom, don't be no lazy.
That's a job in itself.
Oh, I'm just waiting for Bay to come home, and I'm putting all the chores on him, and I'm still not.
And
doing
are you gonna
anything.
help her when she's at home with the baby?
No, that's the point. That's the point. Yeah,
Yes.
That's your job. You
Yeah,
at
that's
home
the
with
point.
the kids. That's like your job.
I'm gonna do what I do.
That's
you know what
why,
I'm saying?
ladies,
I'ma do
we
what I
go
do.
into a relationship independent so we can leave.
You a little too loud. I mean, no.
Lower the mic.
So
Next.
I think I went over a few red flags for y'all to think about. Next episode, I can give my next 10.
Got a good one in the comments. Said, would you be a stay? We have a good one in the comments. It says, would you be a stay-at-home dad?
Nope.
I can see that.
Unless I work from home, I will not be a stay-at-home dad.
Do you think you can be one?
Do you think I can be one?
Do you think you can be one?
Is that a?
Yeah. If this is my job, this is what I do. Sure.
Yeah. You work from home. So technically, you could be a stay-at-home dad.
Hey.
Okay, I got a question for the ladies. Would you respect a man who was a stay-at-home dad and you were the breadwinner?
Again, I think it just goes back to my culture.
Do some close
I
ups.
probably wouldn't be okay with that. But if obviously something goes down or I need to take over, I can.
Yeah, it would have to be circumstance. The reason why I would settle for that. It would literally be circumstance.
I don't know. I think it has to be always a shared partnership. Like you said, you would want your wife to be, I guess, naturally hardworking, like want to work or work part-time, probably, not be lazy.
We're
I would-
kind of like what's the word? Ambitious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
Not necessarily job, but ambitious.
Right.
Help me with my stuff. Like if it comes down to it, and
I
we
would say
struggling, and she's just like, I don't want to get a job. It's like,
yeah,
it's a little problematic.
gotta be your equal. But no, I mean, I will say I would take a similar approach. to that question. I wouldn't want my husband just to be at home lollygagging while I'm the main moneymaker.
This is one question. So are you attracted to the same type of guys that eventually leads to unhappy dating experiences? How do you change that? I guess for people that are, I don't know.
What?
Do I need to read that again? Let me
Yes,
see.
please.
I'm just trying to make it clear, as clear as I can.
Self.
When you're attracted to the same type of guys that eventually leads to unhappy dating experiences, how do you change that?
Myself, I have to change myself first. My expectations in a man, how I view myself, all of that plays a part in who I choose in a partner. That's actually a testimony, man. Thank you, Jesus.
Hallelujah. We overcome by
Come
testimony.
Come on, get a testimony then. Come on.
They want to hear my testimony.
Yeah, put him on blast.
You know,
Put that man on
Derek
blast.
Michael.
What?
Terrell.
Oh, no.
No, it was a joke.
I don't need them.
No, that was a
I don't
joke.
need
That's
them
not
coming
real
for me.
names. Those not real names.
Derek, Taiwan, Jacob. Oh, wait.
I'm not dating nobody named Taiwan. But
Sorry, I forgot that shit.
no, it would just be me settling for like men, and it's mostly because of like I don't know. This goes a little deep. It goes into like how my dad portrayed himself, and that's kind of the pattern I saw in my dating history, and I didn't want to be like that no more. And it took me finding God and telling God like you're my dad, and then my standard changed because if he's my dad, how do he treat me? You get what I'm trying to say? And so basically it was like a self-evaluation. I had to start loving myself a little harder. Had to start seeing myself a different way. And then like it progressed. Like if I'm treating myself, I'm getting my nails done, my hair done. I'm eating right. Why would I let you come in my life and ruin that, turn that around, make me revert? No, none of that. So it's like
Yeah.
it's a self thing. It's a mental thing.
Everybody good on the temperature? Yeah, you sure?
I'm cold, to be honest.
All right, let me turn this off. Michaela, go a little deeper.
How deep do y'all deep you trying to dig? I'm trying to get my pass.
Okay, let me see. So I had a question in my head,
Mhm.
unless somebody else wanted to, piggyback off of that.
No,
Mhm.
go ahead.
So, I would say, now tell me if y'all agree or not.
Mhm.
I would say a man teaches you how how another man is supposed to, was it your father is supposed to show you. Your father is supposed to show you how another man is supposed to treat you. And your mother is supposed to show you how to be a wife.
You
Or
mean a
I can
Show
mother?
you how to
Yeah.
be a mother.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say wife because, you should be a wife before your mother. But
Is that a question or?
I'm saying, does that make sense? Like that's
Yeah,
how
it does.
that's what I would view it as. Like,
What if you don't have one of the parents?
well, I say it can still work. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's what the roles are for. Like you can always do like self-help things and stuff like that, but
But ideally,
we don't want to undermine the value of having both parents. You know what I'm saying? They're just important roles, is what I'm saying.
Right.
That's why it's important to, like,
I think that's understood
Yeah.
naturally, but not everyone has that ideal family setup. So that was my question. It's like or I guess my second question is where would they learn how to be a nurturer, and then where would they also learn
You don't
how
you
a
can
man should treat
you
them?
can learn that by seeing people like interact. Like you might see how I'm not saying all relationships are like this, but you might find a sister that catered to her brother in a way, and it might be really nurturing. You might come across a grandparent nurturing her grandchild. That's ways in which you can pick up on how to
Sure,
nurture
okay.
and things of that. And even teachers, they play a huge role in kids' life and nurturing, and that could be somebody who inspire you to just be a better you.
True.
Yeah. I just say that because people really kind of undermine the value of like a father and a mother, like the marriage, how important it is for the children and everything like that. Like we don't really think about it as much. Like, oh, if it doesn't work out, we can just, get a divorce or whatever. Like we don't think about like how valuable that is for the child to have the father and the mother sometimes. I guess it's just in a generation, maybe not the church as much, but well, I mean, it happens in the church for sure, but But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in
To
there.
revert back to the question, another way.
You're doing a lot of reverting. You need to revert to
Listen, that's
Jesus,
what you
mother plan.
period.
Be nice.
Revert people back to Jesus. But no, to piggyback and go back to the question. Can you repeat the question actually?
Well, a father.
No,
is-
the question.
What question? I
What
just brought up
question?
a statement. What?
No, I'm not
did I
talking
say
about your
question?
statement. I'm talking about the actual question you stated.
Oh, the question about
he-
are you
Yeah.
attracted to the same type of guys that eventually leads to unhappy dating experiences? How do you change that? That one?
Yes. I feel like, do people take the time to look at themselves and go, I'm unhappy in this specific area, or I'm just unhappy in general, and that's why I settled for this? Because I feel like, and this plays a part in relationships too, like people don't know how to be happy with them, like by themselves first, before, like Nakia stated earlier, before they jump into relationships. So I feel like that also plays a role in why people be getting in these relationships and then it just go left. And it's a pattern. And also, I feel like people get addicted to trauma. Like, they get addicted to experiencing, like, hurtful things to the point where if they get something good, first of all, it's going to go left anyway because they're not used to it. But it's also, like, not what they're used to. So sometimes people push that away and go, because they're unhappy within themselves. So it goes, like, finding that happiness by yourself first. But, yeah.
Okay, let's get into some of these chats, and then we have a wild card segment. It's gonna be you can switch some of these angles up. Well, we're gonna get into the chats, and then we're gonna get into the wild card segment, talk about some deal breakers. So to get more of these red flags, we're gonna get a little more specific. Okay. So, did you want to read some of those, or I don't know whoever?
Yeah,
has
we
them.
can read some chats here. Brittany Alexis, books, YouTube, relationship classes, and other relationships that inspire you, etc. You have to go search for it. And I think she's talking about where do we find, if we don't have that, if we didn't grow up with a, two-parent home, where do we find, things how we want a relationship to be? The brochures, I understand Aliana's question though, because sometimes it takes experience, trial and error for people to learn their roles, provider and nurturer.
I'm used to it.
Aliana, I'm sorry.
No, they called her Lane in the comments.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Brittany Alexis, I think people who settle are not whole with God first.
I agree.
See, that's what it is. It's settling,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah.
It will say it is easy to say, like, get whole with God first, but I don't think anyone truly knows what that means and how to get there. That's another thing you got to figure out
Easier
by
said than
yourself.
done.
Yeah.
Last comment, Brittany Alexis, they don't work on themselves first and learn about healthy relationships before dating.
Yes.
And from the brochures, is it realistic? Who does research for real? Like, is that a realistic expectation?
What do you mean by it?
To do research, like she's responding to a comment that maybe we should research relationships that inspire us.
What's
I
she
mean,
talking
I
about?
say-
Relationships
Go search.
or nurturing?
I say
Or
you
go
should.
search for nurturing.
Oh.
I say you should do some research. I mean, self-help is very important. I mean, it's like this. You can do research and you can study and do self-help, self-improvement, or you can experience problems while you're already in a relationship, and then that could be 10 times worse if I'm even understanding the question correctly.
Well, I think our trauma is our trauma. Sometimes we go through things and it's, for the glory of God, for testimonies and the like. But when you explore your trauma and know how it's affecting your actions, so that means that's some self-discovery,
Correct.
knowledge of self, getting to know yourself.
Right. I mean, maybe
A lot of people can't see you.
And when you do that,
we want to see
you won't necessarily change your behavior, but you'll understand your behavior more. Because sometimes it's not realistic to say, I'm going to change. You're 66. You've been doing this forever. But if you can understand your behavior, then you understand your triggers. You know the things you need in your life and you don't need. So I think a lot of times we haven't taken the time to discover ourselves. We rush into relationships because that's the thing to do, is to get married, and we're not ready.
Right. I mean, me personally, I've learned vicariously through failed relationships. I didn't grow up with a mother. So my dad was mom and dad. And I don't know. I mean, and even like friends like I've met, it's just they're single moms, like they never got married. They had a bunch of kids with like one dude, like just different things.
Close in,
And if
Nakia.
anything, I learned, what was it?
Two.
If anything, I've learned a lot more from failed relationships versus the ideal. You know, oh, well, this is how me and my husband did it. It went great. Like that may be a great plan that worked for someone else, but it may not fit me. That made no sense at all.
No. You spitting some bars.
Yeah.
Don't lie
You
to me.
spitting some bars for real. That's sorry.
I
Yeah.
wasn't
I
going.
like what Alexa say. Sometimes the real deal
Where is it?
is, sometimes the research don't compare to the real deal.
Oh yeah,
So it's like
100%.
you do have to have a balance. Like
Mhm.
obviously, like if you're doing like you're not doing any type of self-development. I mean, look at people reading the Bible for what reason, right? Because they want to have better relationships. And there's other books that stem from people's experiences. So it's like, yes, there is a difference in being hands-on with the relationship versus just having the book knowledge of the relationship. I get that. But also you do have to think like, do I want to leave one of my resources on the table? That just makes no sense. So you do have to be realistic. But at the same time, omitting research and self-improvement from the table, period, is just kind of asinine.
You said omitting?
Omitting. Did I say the wrong word?
I don't know what you said. I think. Sorry, I just wasn't sure
Yeah.
what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Leaving it off. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely do an introspective analysis of yourself prior to entering. Not even
Let
just
me
dating
research that word you
relationships.
just said. I'm just playing.
Not even just dating relationships, but also any friendship you also get involved in. You know, I
Right.
think all different types of relationships require boundaries, you to know your triggers. It's not up to another person to know you, you know?
Yeah. That's what I say, man. Conversation is difficult, bro.
So obviously, both of you ladies are single. Have you guys done
Obviously.
the? I mean, because this is a single show, so not Have you guys done the self-discovery? Like, have you done the work on yourself? Are you preparing?
Yeah, definitely. Ashley and I had a conversation about this recently. I made a big change
Yeah.
when I was fasting and during Lent and praying on everything. It just, I wanted to improve my approach as a woman. One of the things I wanted to work on was impulsivity, and not being so reactive. Like taking that time to
that's
step
good.
away and not
Yeah.
say something I would regret in the heat of the moment. Like I always tell Ashley, like I put myself in the position of regret. Like, oh, if I do this, am I going to regret it later? So if the answer is yeah, I'm going to regret it, I'm not going to move forward with saying or doing whatever I'm thinking of at that time.
Sometimes you gotta be real and be like, bruh, bump that. I'm finna do this now. I'm just playing.
I
When
think
keeping
my
it real goes
biggest thing it was learning submission. That's a big thing.
Hold up now.
Girl, wait, that is true.
Say that again.
Okay, so a big
That's
thing
a
for
play.
me was learning
Just gotta fix it.
submission, because when you are like independent and that's what you know for so long, and you're trying to be in a relationship with somebody, sometimes it's very, very hard because you don't know submission. And it's not submitting like, oh, I worship you. No, it's like respect. It's allowing, like Ashley stated earlier, allowing the person to talk, and you actually not like responding to just respond, but you're responding and you're also listening to what the person is saying. It's like changing your ways when they tell you you have a problem. Oh my gosh, it was a lot.
What? No,
Yes,
girl.
I have. No, I'm just saying,
You
like,
just made
it's
an
a
Instagram
lot.
reel.
I did. And it's like a lot of things I had to work on, like, personally. So, like, to prepare for, like, marriage and a relationship, because, oh my gosh, it was a lot. You know, also, like, compromise. Oh my goodness, that's a big
True.
one.
Yeah.
Compromising. I gotta stop. I've been doing this for years. You telling me no?
Let the people know what you've been doing. I'm just playing.
I will say the whole issue with like you brought up the issue with submission. Do you think women nowadays are hyper independent?
Yeah.
I think so too. I found myself getting
Well,
caught.
you heard it here, folks.
I found myself getting caught up in that mentality, and I realized, I cannot just do everything by myself. I have to open up, be submissive, allow people in my life to help me because that is necessary. I think we all
Partnership, yeah.
partnership. friendships too.
You know, I got a
He definitely got
revelation.
something to say.
I
Go
do.
ahead.
But when she said the whole independent mindset,
Mm-hmm.
because that was definitely me. And in prayer, God brought me back to the fact that this is a spiritual warfare.
Yes.
Because when
Mm-hmm.
you preach independence, that's really you saying, I don't need anybody and I don't need God.
Right. Yes. Ooh, that was my revelation today. That's crazy.
So
You
that's
heard the same thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that too. God told me that too when I woke up this
Yes,
morning.
because when you're dealing with somebody, it's a partnership. Like, it's spiritual. It's a spiritual. Because, you know, I'm going to revert to this Bible verse when God said the woman will bruise the head of the serpent. It's like this is a partnership. You have to learn to be like, all right, I'm not doing this by myself. All the decisions I can't make. And it's not saying, like, you got to include people. It's like, it's hard sometimes. You be like, all right, I know what to do. I'm going to just do it. And sometimes that's not the best option for everybody. Best option for you, but not for everybody included. So yeah.
True.
I will say it's a big. I like the bro shoes just commented. Everybody going into a relationship blind. I will say, you know, I mean,
agree.
I'm speaking as a single man, right? There's a lot of things in relationships. Obviously, it's like, yo, I did not see this coming. I still don't even know what's on the other side of that, right? I just can only go off of things I hear. So, but I know like it does make sense. Even like just living with somebody, like roommating with a friend. You know what I'm saying? You don't know them until you live with them.
Yeah.
So it's really about being the best self, being prepared to be the best that you can be. So that way, when you do get into that and learning about, so that way it's like, okay, you're not totally caught off guard.
Yes.
You don't want to be totally caught off guard completely. But yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be some things that when I get into a relationship, it's gonna hit me in the face like, whoa. Like I start living with a woman and I'm married, like, yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be some things I'm gonna have to go get some advice, but you gotta know who to go to.
Yes. That. Ooh.
You need to have that
Dang,
already
the Holy
figured out.
Spirit, don't talk
So it's
to me.
like I already
Yes.
have, some people that I view as my advisors when it comes to relationships and stuff, and that I trust. So that way, when I do get in those situations, I can go to them and say, okay, look, this is going on. Is this normal? Is this a red flag? Because I'm really considering. It's like, no, that's just y'all, doing y'all thing. It's I don't know, but yeah.
You gotta go into it open.
Also,
Yeah, you definitely
another
don't go
thing
into
in
it
which
blind
I
in a lot of
had
ways,
to
for sure.
like unlearn is control in a relationship. Like I had to learn to experience somebody and not control or dictate certain things. Like, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. That's another way I was able to like get out of like the toxic masculinity and like just being in toxic relationships. Period. I had to learn to experience you. Like, what do you want to do? Like, I'm gonna allow you to be your authentic self. So if you want to include me, you will include me because that's in you. And if you don't include me, that just shows me where you stand mentally and in other aspects. So it's like, yeah, experience people.
Does it? Okay,
It
so
does.
I would say the mics are probably. I wonder how long it's been. Oh, was it because your mic was on? It's probably. I know, but it was probably like when you had it on,
We'll get it right one
because it's
day.
the delay in the comments. You know what I'm saying? So guys, just put a 1 in the chat if we still echoing. Okay, so we're gonna go to this wild card segment. You can change the angle for me, Nakia. We're gonna go to the wild card segment, and we're gonna talk about deal breakers. Right? There's about 20 of them. May not be able to hit all of them, but we're gonna try to see how close we get. So, if your guy is, or in my case, the woman, cause you know what I'm saying, I'm real with mine. Cheap, frugal, or frugal. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's kind of
Frugal is like a penny pincher.
one to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so funny, y'all?
Who's laughing? Who is this, y'all?
So penny pincher, frugal, cheap. Is that a deal breaker for you?
Well, define cheap. Like, are we
Right.
washing
I was
it?
like,
Are-
frugal,
like,
penny pincher.
yeah, I'm like, are we
Wizard.
washing our underwear with the dishes? Like, how cheap?
These
Or
give
like,
me
you know
different
what I'm saying?
emotions.
Well, I guess that's a spectrum type of question. So where do you draw the line?
Well, okay. If we are sharing a cup of pudding, then no. That's like,
It's not a deal
not to
breaker.
that. I
Gotcha.
mean, no, like
No, I ain't gonna lie. That's
kind of romantic.
what. No, I ain't gonna say that. That's kind of. You can't afford 2 cups of pudding, then y'all need to rethink some things. Like, if y'all doing it for that reason, that ain't frugal. That's just y'all trying to be cute. But if you doing it because you got to, I don't know about y'all. Y'all not ready for no relationship if y'all gotta share a cup of pudding. If you have to. If y'all got one left, you know what I'm saying? I understand, like, there's only one left. Let's share it. That's different. That ain't frugal, though.
You can't hold each other down.
But like you said, if you wash your
I-
dishes with your drawers, yeah, that's a deal breaker. You know what
I
I mean?
definitely want someone who is mindful with their money, not just frivolously like.
Is it still
spending.
echoing, y'all?
It's probably delayed because you told him to put a
delayed,
1.
and they're just now.
Oh yeah,
working on it.
Keontae,
1 equals
watch
echo.
the video on 2 times speed and catch up, bro.
But yeah, definitely mindful.
I
with their
don't know. It
money.
might still be echoing. Let's turn the main volume down a little bit. So that's gonna be Just turn it down till you can't. All right, we should be good now. Cool. Okay. So let us know if we're still good, guys.
Alexa
Yep.
said
1
it's
equals echo. Okay. So
Alexa said it stopped.
okay, I think it was just maybe Nikia's audio, but we still should be good. Just move your mic a little closer, and then we should be good. All right, so obsessed with pet ownership. For me, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this first. For me, you gotta have a lot of other qualities if you're obsessed with pet ownership, because it's gonna be very difficult for me to be like, you know what? Yeah,
You talking to a
let's
pet
do
owner.
it.
Hold on.
I know. I'm probably getting on both of y'all cases.
I personally, I do not like pets.
We're not gonna talk about
You got a dog or a
your
cat?
hamster.
I have a Shih Tzu, and she is so
Aw.
cute. My baby.
I don't like pets. Don't want pets.
Well,
We're not gonna talk about your
Well-
you want to tell the story about your hamster real quick before we go to number 3?
you gonna bring up my hamster?
We ain't got to. I'm sorry. I was just joking. Nakia, go ahead and let them know what your view is on the pets. I mean, you good now, so you know what I'm
No.
saying? You ain't got no
No
deal breakers.
pets.
All
I
right.
got kids.
So Jason,
A kid.
you-
No pets.
So
Right, Carly?
so Jason don't even think about getting no pets.
Nah.
He
I-
probably
I
ain't
checked
thinking
that
about
at the door. That's gonna be a deal breaker.
it. All right.
That's a deal.
I can't.
No, I want your little raggedy animals.
Pets can have their
Hey.
own room. They ain't gotta be where everybody.
The fact
else
that they
is.
got their own
Own
room.
a room.
Yeah,
They don't
they
earn.
don't.
You're bringing nothing to the table. You get no
They-
room.
Look.
The pet
You
got
get
a
a
whole
backyard.
room.
The pet is gonna die. I can't do that.
Okay, the
I'll get too
backyard can
attached.
be
Yeah.
like spacious. You got like the
Hey,
doggy
y'all.
houses.
Then you can't go out there because you got to pick up poop. No.
Look, Carly,
Right.
you remember how many cats we went through? And then my mama, she bought a bunny. She was like, "Oh, well, this is gonna be different." She got a bunny. She got a bunny, and she dropped
First
it.
of all, you're
I
not
feel-
going to do Mandy and
I
that
feel so
boy.
bad. No. Sorry.
Yeah, be
She
nice to
got
your mom.
she got the bunny. I feel so bad. Love you, mama. Where the camera at? Right here. She bought the bunny. She got the bunny, and then Carly never knew what happened. So we're finding out today. She's finding out
I'm
today.
sorry, Carly.
So is it still an echo? The bro shoes? What's going on?
It's probably because we loud.
Oh, that might be
makes
why.
sense.
So yeah, so the bunny,
The bunny went to sleep.
she couldn't deal with it no more. So she put it in a cage. She put it in some forest on the way down Fairview Road. It's probably still there. Bunny might be there
Your
too.
mama done
Serial
murdered the
killer.
bunny.
It's in and
Well,
out.
Don't
Okay,
murder
so
it.
Be
we just got to
nice.
make sure we're not too loud. That's all it is. So she put some food in it in the cage for the bunny, and then she drove off and she started crying. I was like, "Oh
I
man, mama,
dislike
why
all
you
of
keep
Carly's pets.
why you keep doing this to yourself, mama?" She loves some pets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Why would you tell her that?
it
yeah.
happened.
You horrible big brother.
Carly had to find out.
I'm sorry, Carly.
So I let her know.
My brother killed my hamster.
It was like last week. No,
My
just
brother
playing.
killed the class guinea pig.
He
Remember I told you
did?
that story? Yeah, he fed it waffles and then it died
That's crazy. Why would you feed a guinea pig waffles,
because he
man?
was dumb.
That's some good food right there. You gonna give it to a guinea pig? Okay, so
Next one.
abusive behavior, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody want a rude boy.
I don't know. Does he really want to try his life? Do not put your hands on me.
Does somebody want a rude boy? If he
No,
abusive, but he don't put his hands on me.
not even as a
Like,
not
No,
even
you
as a
cannot be
joke.
verbally abusive neither.
Okay.
None of
Right?
the
Just
abusive.
making sure y'all got quiet. I'm trying to figure out.
No, not even as a joke. Not even no.
Don't
I was
even-
finna
don't
slap
even,
both of
like-
y'all for even saying it. That was okay.
Then it cuts the commercial.
Okay. Selfie obsessed.
Ooh, I mean, if you sending them to me,
I don't think that would be selfie obsessed. I think that would be. I think that would be you obsessed because he's sending them to you.
That's
it's
boo obsessed.
mutual. It's mutual.
You're
We're
not
constantly in the mirror.
You're not finna keep taking pictures of yourself, texting them to me.
You know what, Nakia, you're right. I've had that happen to me before. It is annoying. So deal breaker no.
Selfie obsessed.
I don't want to see your face like that.
Obviously, now I'll say it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Right?
It was a bathroom break. He couldn't take a picture.
I feel like if
I don't-
if a woman is selfie obsessed, it's like it's not a deal breaker, but it could be an issue.
You're
It's like,
welcome.
all right, babe, like come on now, I ain't trying to take a picture every time we go out.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
Alexa takes
Oh, yeah.
the best selfies I've ever seen.
This is true.
She does. She does. I don't know how like her grill is better than every other person that had braces. I'll be like, I got mine twice. It don't work. I
You
can't
can never
do
be
it like
her.
Alexa. I can't stand her.
We love Alexa.
Um,
Alexa.
all right. That's-
prettiest
That's
award.
that's enough. That's enough. We don't need that
Don't
long
be
of an
hating.
applause. Okay,
Beautiful. All
You
right.
mad because your teeth are crooked
they're not.
after them.
She's lying.
I got braces. I ain't about to say nothing about nobody.
So you good. So ask Alexa what she
Alright.
did before you get them off. Maybe she waited 6 months after it was time to get them off or something.
Gotcha.
She cheating. 6 doesn't like children or talks about wanting
Ooh.
children on the first date.
It's not expressing what you want. Now, if it comes up about 10 times in the conversation, then that might be a problem. But expressing it one time, you give me an idea where your mind at. I don't care. But if it comes up 10 times, you're dragging it.
It's like, yo, babe, like,
Yeah.
I want some kids now. Come
Yeah.
on.
You're not even bae yet. Y'all just started talking. He 10 times.
the
That's
first
too much.
date. I just
Yeah.
want kids,
That's-
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like the first date, that's what he's talking about.
That's cool.
You got to be in the scenario though.
He got it.
You know what I really want? I want some kids.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
I may want like 16 little gremlins walking around. You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna be like, be realistic.
Adopt 2 little babies.
Be realistic. What's the time frame? You got the money to maintain 16 gremlins?
Okay, gremlins.
Just saying. Like, yeah. Real fast.
Oh man.
I mean, if he don't like
You get a
kids,
few more close-ups, Nakia.
if he doesn't like kids, then I don't like him because I love children. I may not want them anytime soon.
If you don't like kids, then he
And
being
if he's
childish.
bringing up
Exactly.
like kids, like the whole conversation, like that's a serious conversation. Not even as a joke. You bring that up later when we're like deep in the relationship.
So is it a deal breaker though?
It's not a deal breaker.
But it's like, all right, check yourself, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, there got to be conditions,
Like-
the
like,
right
chill, bro.
conditions. If we're in a relationship, yeah, talk about kids. Like we're well in it.
You want more than 3? I'm not working.
You said that. Wait,
I'm not working. You
What'd
want
you
more
say?
than 3? I'm not working. What's a job? My job is the kids. I'm
Oh,
not-
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I thought you
no.
meant like it's not working. You mean you're not okay? I was like, what do you mean you're
Oh.
not working if you
Oh,
got 3
no.
kids? Y'all gotta
No.
work
I
now.
want 6 kids.
I get what you're saying. 6 kids,
I come from a big family.
Go
so.
talk to my mama about that.
4 kids, adopt 2 Asian babies. Little beautiful Asian babies.
I love kids. I want a bunch.
All right.
Why
So
don't you work at a daycare? No, I'm just saying they might give you.
I
a
love
few.
my kids.
Oh,
Okay.
Well,
I'm
that's
sorry.
different.
I forgot to go over some of my deal breakers. Y'all still let me know if it's echoing because I'm trying to fix the
It's
problem.
because we're loud.
So smokes or does drugs? Probably like popping pills. You know what I'm saying?
Immediately no.
Immediately
What
no.
if he drinks in moderation? You know what I mean?
Immediately no.
Okay.
What if I hit people in moderation? Is it
Okay. Abusive behavior.
No, exactly.
Red
like
flag.
that's the
Deal
red flag.
breaker.
No,
We got it.
No.
No, I don't want someone who's gonna ruin their health like that. That's I don't know.
Okay. What
Long-lasting
if I used to be an alcoholic and I'm saved now, but you drink occasionally and you drinking around me,
It's
and
a
it's gonna
no.
make me fall back into wanting to drink too.
I'm gonna occasionally remind you why we ain't together.
Exactly. Period. No.
Right.
Immediately
Broken.
no.
If he's broken, you know what I mean.
Like it, what, heartbroken?
Like any area, a lot of people can be temporarily broken, but if he's like
Go
an
to the
Eeyore,
doctor.
Oh, if he's like a Debbie Downer?
yeah, he's like an Eeyore. He's like a
Oh,
man,
then no.
dang, this ain't
No.
gonna work. Oh, life sucks. You know what I mean? That's him.
No, yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
can't deal
introduce
with
him to
that.
Jesus, and if that don't work, I don't.
Only
I'm
one
not-
of us can be a crybaby, and that's me.
No, I think that's very toxic to say because I feel like no, because I feel like men should have a safe space to cry.
You know what's
too.
funny? Ash and I just talked about this the other day, and I said the
I was
same
not crying,
thing.
y'all.
No, I was crying. And I was jokingly saying, like, oh, well, you know, I can only be the crybaby because Ashley knows I cry a lot. But that doesn't excuse, like, oh, men can't have emotions. Like, I'm not saying that at all. People always think it's implied. I promise it's not. Men are entitled to that, right?
Mhm.
But I need a pillar of a man.
We entitled to that for real? Okay.
It's over.
Immediately delete it.
I only cry like for 2 seconds
Okay,
out of
yes,
the year.
define the cry because
Okay,
The real
I
one comes
don't
in.
want
Here
no
we go.
crybaby.
That's-
I'm
no,
a
that's
woman.
cool,
Keep
like-
this real.
So,
I don't want. So define. Some have your mama died. Okay, those are cry. They're
That's
cryable
where I was going
occasions.
with it. That's where I
But
was
you're
going
not
with it.
gonna be around me crying. Nope.
You know what? We're gonna cry in the spirit together. That's where I was going with it. What Ashley said.
All right.
Church
I gotta-
wise, you
yeah.
can cry. I want you to be a crybaby. Be a Jeremiah, please.
Oh,
please.
wow.
I want a
That's-
crybaby.
That's a good one.
Let's cry in the spirit, please.
What
but
if he is a
Ashley,
Jeremiah?
you my Jericho.
then
What if
that's
he's
my
a-
Jeremiah. Yeah. But if he always praying and he always crying in the spirit, that's gonna be annoying to you.
Girl,
I'm
But
trying
even
to
that,
see,
like all the time though. Like all the time though.
Meaning an hour. So you
what if it's no prayer at home? Prayer at home. You never know.
No.
Well, let me ask y'all something. If he's in prayer, and he's the guy, like you said, like he's the guy that cries in prayer meeting like all the time. Like, let's be real, saints of God. You know, we ain't supposed to be lying up in here. Like for me, I'm not gonna lie. I will allow myself to cry every 6 months, one time. If it's more than that,
Designated
if I ain't
cry.
cried in a
That's
few
not what
years,
God
I can have a
said.
crazy praise break and just, you know,
Okay.
I allow myself.
So when you're talking about praying during, how are they crying while they're praying?
I mean, like that
If you are
boo-boo.
sobbing
Yeah.
like me, this is an issue.
It's like,
Thank God for behind the scenes.
Thank
I tell
you for
you.
behind the
we need a
scenes.
separate camera.
We
for
should
that.
start a
That's
Patreon for
hilarious.
just the stuff that happens behind the scenes, for real.
Hear you.
What?
You know what's crazy?
What is wrong with y'all?
We gotta
Heard
see you,
a man
Nakia.
sobbing? No.
Nakia, we gotta see you when you're talking.
Cry with him. There you go.
You heard me,
His
kid.
cry
We gotta
should
see
make
you when you're
wanna
talking.
cry.
We get some water. They say they out the spirit.
Refill your tears.
Guys, take note. I'm hydrating for sweat, not for tears.
That's a
So
lie.
you gotta take note, guys. If you're a crybaby in the spirit of God, that might be why you can't find nobody. It is what it is.
God gonna bring you your wife. Just be patient.
You gotta have gangster tears.
I
You gotta be
mean-
like,
No.
The sobbing. Like, you actually want a man that's sobbing? Like, every time he prays, he's
That's a-
sobbing?
Oh,
You know
every
he
time.
is
No-
present.
Hey.
Yeah.
With no...
hey, let me tell you something, Nakia. Nakia, look, if he's sobbing like that, he cheating on you.
Oh,
He's sorry.
no, don't
He's
say
sorry
that.
for something. No, I'm just
They
playing.
said I'm going in and out.
In and out.
Yeah.
Maybe if
What
you
you
lower your
mean?
mic.
Man.
We just loud.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I can get closer.
Yeah, your mic might not be as loud as ours. I have
I
to
mean, hey,
use that
I'm okay
I
with
guess
a
I
man
can.
opening himself up like that. Go ahead and cry as much as you need. Just don't be a Debbie Downer and cry about everything. Like, if I eat your food,
If
Hey,
you start crying, immediately no.
That's when he need to cry right there.
No, immediately
You know
no.
what?
He went to grindhouse. He fasted for
Oh.
6 days, and you take his. I'm about to cry, bro.
you know what? Okay, I get that.
The
I
relationship
understand.
over.
All
You're
I
not
got
feeling
in
I've
me
been
is water.
fasting. The relationship over. You're not considerate.
She said over.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the next one. Poor hygiene.
Immediately no.
Well,
Why are you hurting my nose
Girl,
like
please.
that?
Girl, please.
Just, Ashley smells really good. I
Just-
picked the colognes. I'm a perfume
You picked the-
connoisseur.
you
I mean,
picked-
what
you
if
picked
it,
my
but
cologne?
then again,
Girl, I got you with the perfume. I got some in my purse.
but then again, guys, but what if he likes the way you stink?
Ew.
Or she likes the way you stink?
Sorry. That was too reactive.
You know, first of all,
finna-
let's go
I'm about to
scientific.
vomit.
Let's go scientific. They say you are attracted to the person based off of their bodily fluids and odors and stuff like
that
that. They
ain't-
say you're attracted to them.
that
Your
ain't stink.
Before
someone's
we-
smell is not stink.
It might
That's
not
different.
stink to you.
Bodily
it might actually smell
odor-
like perfume.
No. People have a natural body smell that comes with their biology.
Yeah.
That doesn't include.
It might
That's totally
smell
different than
good.
stink.
Right.
That's
Well,
totally
yeah, you're right.
different.
You're actually
Underarms that ain't clean is
Fungus don't
totally
count.
different
But what
than
if it is
underarms
clean?
right out
It
the
just
shower
got a
with no
scent.
deodorant.
What if it got a scent? and
They
it's
got
clean?
scentless soap that you can put on your underarms, and then when you use it, you just smell like you. They ain't no stink. They got deodorant that just gets all that extra.
If your
Gunk
if
and-
your deodorant is not working, go see a doctor. You got some type of
The
fungus.
deodorant ain't working. Go see a doctor. You got some type of fungus. You heard it right here. Neuroscientist in the building.
Yes,
Ariana?
and the just a PSA, that natural deodorant ain't for everybody.
I'm wearing some right
I
now
say-
and it smells good.
Everyone, yes.
It ain't
Yeah,
for
it's working. I
nobody.
don't stink. You
Let's
don't smell
keep
it.
it.
You
It
don't
ain't for
smell it.
nobody.
That's not good.
Stop lying to
It smell
yourself.
herbal.
If y'all were,
Veganism still stink.
I smell herbal. So
I'm just playing, y'all.
I recommend.
I know. I tried it. It
Actually,
didn't work for me.
it's better than sweating beef juice from eating meat. Chill out.
No. I'm just playing.
Eliana,
I understand when
Eliana.
you're vegan, you don't
Eliana,
have to
I'm so
use all
sorry.
that.
Just call me Ali.
I
It's
understand.
okay.
Where?
Ali.
You just say
Adi?
where?
Yeah.
Are we
did.
going somewhere? Or-
No.
I get her
I
name.
like that. It's a cute name.
Thank you.
All right. A snore. Somebody that's like,
I don't care. Just let me go to sleep first.
compromise. You've been talking about compromise.
Yes.
Just try to make sure
If
it
they
won't
snore,
cover up your face.
No.
You can put it right there for the thumbnails, because I know we're gonna make some. Because you've been saying some bars.
Oh,
girl.
that's not a. Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
I tell you.
They
over on
can't
your
control
side.
that. It's not their
Yeah.
fault.
Oh,
Now you
jeez.
called the name.
Glad you don't have a microphone. Carly over here exposing people to the
Exposing
audience,
people by
to
name.
the speakers.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Then we gonna have to
It's,
sleep in different rooms.
Mm-hmm.
it's like you be
How
annoyed,
dare you breathe
but you gotta get
incorrectly?
used to it. You should be like,
It's like you step outside to breathe, not in here.
oh no, I ain't gonna say nothing. If my girl over there, oh, like,
That's not cute. That's not cute to you.
dang God, why I couldn't have never found this out? And we got married first, and
Right,
now you doing
exactly.
He's
that? God,
testing
come on,
you.
fix her, Lord.
Wait, what if she talks in his
I'm gonna
sleep?
listen to that message in Paul where he said, "Don't leave her because of her sin. He gonna fix it."
It's not a sin.
That's
to
just
say
like-
Because of her snore.
Talking to your sleep, as long as you
Oh,
ain't on
that's
some.
scary. That's scary.
I will come and get you
Really?
tomorrow. Like, as long as you ain't doing all that, we good.
My brother did that, bro.
Don't be saying no.
Oh my gosh, it's scary. My brother was like, "It's behind you." Me and my friend looked back and was like, we woke him up. Because
Girl,
what
I
are you
would
talking
cry.
about?
Even if you spiritually speaking, like,
That's even scary.
I'm like, hey, look, God just gave me a message for you. Like, bro, don't
You
scare me
sleep
up in the
still?
middle
You
of the
gotta
night.
Wake up and give me the message.
God waited on me to get saved, so he can wait on me to wake up to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? He
Alexa
don't
said
mind.
she pushed Ty. Girl, you know what?
Period.
Yeah,
yes.
I already know Taiwan.
The
Taiwan be
only
Yeah,
time
snoring.
right.
violence is
Taiwan
okay.
be snoring while he awake. He should be like,
Oh, my
What?
best friend do that.
no,
I'll put the sleeping mask.
no.
Yeah, I wear a sleeping mask, so that wouldn't affect me.
I'm finna do this every night. 2 fingers. Make sure I get the eyelids.
You're stupid.
They gonna make sounds because they've been open for so long. All right. Make sure they don't window open when you hit the other one. All right, you got them transversal lenses. Let me. Okay, sorry, it was so stupid. That don't even make no sense. The heck are transversal lenses? All right.
You're a silly
Oh,
girl.
lives too far away. 15 minutes plus. 15 miles plus. Sorry. 15 minutes. That ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
15 miles plus. Or what's too far away? I would say another state.
No, I wouldn't say that's a
I
deal
did long
breaker.
distance. Ain't nothing wrong.
Because
with
we got to
it.
meet up at some
Actually,
point.
matter of fact, let me tell you everything that is wrong with long
What
distance.
if it's long distance?
Yeah.
You got their location. You know where they going, where they gonna be at, what time they arrive. I mean, that's kind
Are
of
y'all-
excessive. But
No,
I'm
that's
just saying.
toxic.
Are y'all talking about marriage, though? Or y'all talking about,
You
like,
just said this.
phone relationship buddies? Like, what is this?
Phone buddies, like a
Okay.
pen pal.
I'm talking about, yo,
Yeah,
I'm talking about
it depends.
with your man, like, you got long distance, he in another state. Like, is he coming to you eventually? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, that's when there we go. Back to communication. What's up? What are we doing? Where this is going? Expectation.
I feel like
How
you
long
got.
I gotta wait for you in a different state?
Are you
before we
planning
do it?
on moving or?
I
Well,
mean, I-
guess if you don't mind moving where the person lives, then it's not as big of a deal.
I would definitely say like
You-
communication is big.
I consider phone conversations a date.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
A
Those are
phone
dates
conversation
to me.
is a date.
Yes, I don't. Then I.
So when you said expectations in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
would that coincide with your expectations? Like, is that low expectations, or do you think that that's a good amount of expectations for that? Because he says, "Babe, I took you on a date. We was on the phone last night for 3 hours."
But
Come
what
on,
if he's-
Ashlee,
Hold
yes.
on, pause. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because you can be in a different date. You can set it up, and I can set it up. We can have Netflix going. And listen. This is don't stop nothing.
Wait, are y'all in the same state in this
Even if
scenario?
we're not in the same state.
That would only work if you're not in the same state.
That's like
if we in the
pre-dating.
same state, why are you phone dating me?
Yeah, you better come see me.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
agree.
That's not.
But what if you could really connect with this person? I mean, the conversation is immaculate, and then you meet this person. I mean, eventually it can become that. You feel what I'm trying to say?
It sounds cute, but it ain't a
It's
real
not
date
ideal.
though. It's not a real date. Like, you can call it a date if y'all just want to be cutesy, but they
What's
can't
dating?
see me when I'm
Dating
talking.
is getting to know somebody. So how is me not being on the phone with you not
All
a
right,
date?
so you're talking about the difference between dating versus going on a date. That's a difference.
Well, I
You
just
could
did
date
it both
date
ways.
somebody and y'all not even on the phone
By
talking to
whose
each other.
standards is this not a date?
I mean, you can call it a date if you want to, but if you tell him that that's a date, he gonna be like, "I took you on a date."
But
So
no,
he
are
ain't gotta
you
do no
and it's
extra
are you
taking
calling
to
it
know.
a date because you're setting your expectations too low?
No, I don't think that's low if he's in a different state. The expectation would be low.
Oh, okay,
I'm
so
settling for
if he's
this
in a
one.
yeah,
different
that's
state, that's
different.
why
Yes.
I thought you were talking about if y'all are in the same
No,
state.
that's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, if it's the same state, do not do that.
No, don't do that.
Unless you know.
See, I think that should be the argument. Is it a different state or just long distance in the same state? Because if we're in the same state, ain't nothing to make a little hour, 2 hour trip.
I think the reason you ask long distance is because that's usually a deal breaker for most people.
It usually is.
mean,
I did it for
done
3
did
years.
already.
It just
That's
depends
hard.
on.
I mean, it end well.
uh,
I mean, but
Like, I've had people that I know, long distance relationships, drove up to the place. I'm not gonna say no names. Drove up to the place, 7-hour drive. Found out, dang, this girl ain't coming outside. She ain't letting me know where she stay.
Are you talking about Catfish, the show?
Well, it could have been on there, but this right before they came out with the show. I was like, they should have got my boy. Well, I'm gonna say his name. So they no, but then he found out, like, yeah, it was a catfish, and I was like, bro,
Aw, that's not.
yeah, I felt bad, but yeah, just
I think people just.
but what if they is going to a church?
But see, that's the thing. Like, what if if he's mobile, right? He can move. He doesn't have a problem doing that. That's what they're kind of getting at. Like, at the end of it, y'all can meet up and be together.
Right.
Because if that ain't the plan, then yeah, it's pointless.
He can come visit you for a week. You can go visit him for the weekend.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think
It
those are
depends
just
on.
those are conditions you would have to set up in the relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you guys
I
would
guess
know.
the
Carly
thing
got to
would
meet her
be-
man at the
best
grocery
for
store.
y'all.
But that's
She
what I'm
gotta
saying.
bump into
Expectation
it.
has to be there because after a while, this gonna be dead.
Right. I mean, there has to be, since the ultimate goal is marriage, there
Right.
has to be a plan. Okay, we've gotten to know each other. We're wanting to be on the serious tip. What's our end goal? Are you moving here? Is he moving there? Like, the conversation has to happen early. There has to be some timestamps and some movement here.
Right.
Move it like this, so it's off to the side.
Yeah, it smells good.
Thank you. Also, lack of humor. Deal breaker? Or can you deal with a serious man that doesn't laugh at anything? All the jokes, yeah, y'all ladies is so funny. You know what I mean? The funniest creatures on earth,
I'll be
right?
funny for the both of us.
I agree with that, Stim. You gotta match.
No,
my
I'm
funny.
kidding.
I'm
But
about to say that's some.
no, he definitely needs to have some type of humor. But I mean, I like serious guys, not a guy that just can't joke. Period. Probably not. I don't know. I grew up in like a serious family, so maybe.
Carly crazy. She needs somebody that can laugh.
Nakia.
Like people over here being goofy. Like just imagine, bro. Y'all over here making jokes. I'm just like,
Right, because we're not right.
mm.
Even if I don't get in, it's a side conversation, and y'all laugh, making me laugh. You're not gonna laugh with
You
me.
make a joke, he gonna be like, mm. That's what he gonna do.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. I think I'm funny. If
Me
you
too.
don't
We
laugh
need
at
to-
my
we need to-
jokes,
Girl.
if you don't even pretend to laugh in the beginning,
Need to see you.
I'm sorry. I need to feel like I need to be on stage. Gas me up.
You know
But
what?
what if you're not funny?
It does not. It does. In the beginning, you feel like
I'm funny. Okay.
See, that's the thing. Like, I think when it's funny.
Don't lie to me. No, don't lie to me, because if you don't think I'm funny and in a relationship, I think I'm just hilarious. And then it's this one time you get mad at me, like, you're not even funny.
Like,
It's
there
gonna
be-
hurt my feelings. Like, why
right?
would you say that?
Don't lie.
That's
Be-
not what you was showing me in the beginning.
You can't build a relationship
I
on a
think-
foundation of lies. But wait, look what Oreo said. Oh, go
What she
ahead.
say? No, you
She
go.
said, "What about overly sarcastic?" I love that. I
Ooh.
love sarcasm.
But like, I mean, when you say overly sarcastic, like, I mean, I don't even know.
And it's, I love sarcasm. It's funny.
sarcasm, but it will piss me off. Not gonna lie, because borderline, like, you might pick the wrong time to be sarcastic, and then it's like
They
So
gotta
timing
have
is
and
everything.
Right.
Different types of sarcasm.
it is. That's what I'm saying.
Sarcasm, like, it's really
or like playful banter. That's nice too.
Bro, I be
Okay,
thinking about
yeah.
stuff. That's why I like to be in the right setting, because I be thinking about stuff, and it's like, thank God this is my show, because I can say whatever I want to.
First
But I
of
be thinking
all,
about
it's
stuff. I'm
the
like, let
lady
me
show
hold it
today.
back. You know what I'm saying?
if it's a serious moment and you being sarcastic.
Nah. Wait, really?
Thank God he said it, because I was so
Right,
thinking.
I was thinking it. Yeah.
I think overly sensitive is a deal breaker.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lock me
Oh.
up.
That walk around on eggshells.
Lock
You
you
can't
up.
take
No, I'm just
nothing.
playing. I'm not overly sensitive.
Lock her up, y'all. She ain't playing.
Yeah. I can't deal with someone who's too reactive, or when they're overly sensitive, and then reactive.
Yeah, they overreact. I think you can find a way to like bring comedy to something somebody said. Like you can think of ways to kind of like they say something that's not really funny, and you can find the funny in it.
Okay, yes.
And like I feel like when people get that type of skill, like corn, exactly. I'm a master at corny, right?
Oh,
I can make corny the funniest thing in the world.
I thought. Never mind.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing bad.
All right. What if he's unemployed? I mean, you can work it out, right?
are we looking for a job?
Well, is
I'm
he?
not trying to fluish y'all. I'm just
Is he
being
working?
sarcastic.
The Bible said a man will take care of his
Worse
family
than an
worse
infidel.
worse than an infidel.
Oh, Lord. They getting on y'all. The men weren't here, so y'all can't take up for y'all sitting.
It was a whole list of that.
I mean, if he's unemployed by choice, then.
What do you
That's
mean?
crazy.
But what I mean is a man who's not ambitious.
He got to be hungry.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that
in this
work
day and
ethic,
age, bro,
Ain't that a sin to be
you
lawful?
can get a job anywhere.
Not
I mean,
lawful,
you can get a
lawful, there
job.
we
I
go.
just don't
Right.
see it being realistic for somebody
Lazy.
not
God
to be
don't
able to
like
have a
lazy
job at all.
people.
Right.
I said,
Be an entrepreneur or something.
I said, God, I do
I'm
not
not saying
want to
go work for
go.
some-
They gotta be.
I said, God, I do not want to go back to. I do not want to work in no fast food place.
She
But I
said-
said, if I got to, I'm about to do that. If they paying me 12 an hour, I don't want to do that.
You gotta do what you
But-
gotta do, though.
You got to do it. Work your overtime. Move up in management or whatever you got to do. But don't just take nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can always do something.
Be ambitious.
Negative chatter.
What does that mean?
I guess
Elaborate.
somebody that's always talking junk about somebody. I don't know.
I guess so,
Yeah.
because you asked something similar.
Mm-hmm.
But Can't people say sarcasm is slick in that
Well,
same category?
I think they can always. I think negative chatter would be more so like,
I'm trying to think about it.
like I have a problem with this person, the way they do this, it bothers me, and they're always talking about things they don't
Kind
like.
of an ambiguous, not ambiguous, but it's like a very vague question.
Yeah,
You
it's
want to
kind of
skip it?
vague.
We can skip it.
Okay.
We have that
Oh,
option.
look at you hosting the show and stuff. Look at you.
I'm the neck.
Never
are
do
we
that
doing?
again.
I'm
I'm
what
just playing.
exactly are we skipping at this moment?
I'm just playing. Negative chatter.
So
Okay.
people in the comments are asking, "Are you and Aliana dating?"
No,
That's funny. They would ask that.
They did.
you gotta get approved by the
Was
by the
she
fam.
been
Who
talking
asked that
about
question?
her cologne and how you smell good? I mean,
Hey, I hope all my friends smell good.
Who asked that question? I want to write their name down.
When
Yeah,
was
I
this?
know
How did we
like
miss this?
sarcasm and negativity isn't necessarily the same thing, but it
Well,
can
that's everybody in the
fall
comments
the same
then.
category.
So I
but it
gotta
is
talk to
different.
everybody. We're gonna have a group
Sarcasm.
meeting after this.
Ashley has
yeah.
to get approved by the fam.
I know who
way of
coming on
being
the show
sarcastic.
next. I know that. Whoever made that comment.
Be nice.
I'm just like, all of them. We're gonna have a panel. So tell me what's I'm just playing. Excessively vain. Kind of sounds like selfie obsessed.
You know what? Never mind.
Carly put can't keep a job. She here. She comment. What's wrong with her?
We need Carly on this.
Give me an example. Use it in a sentence.
Wait, what am I saying? Why am I saying Wait,
Excessively vain.
if
I
they're
guess it's just
excessively
like-
vain, well then, no. It's one thing to obviously want to invest in yourself. You want to look good. But to not have an eyelash out of place all the time, a hair out of place, nah, can't do it.
So you're saying you're obsessively vain?
Michaela, they can't see you, girl.
Oh. So you're saying you're obsessively vain?
Like if he's vain, then that's a problem. Excessively vain.
I was asking.
Well, Aliana, what she was saying?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking about the question.
because you kept saying vain. That is the question.
Yeah, and I'm just like, is that what you said? An eyelash out of, and then maybe
Or like a
start-
hair out of like.
Like if he's worried about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've met guys where it's just they obsessively like check on themselves. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, you said what?
I guess hold up. Let me check my followers real quick. Hold on. I know we having a serious conversation. Let me check my followers real quick. Oh yeah, I got 15 more. Okay.
Yeah,
What were you
Ashley.
saying? I don't do that.
Yeah, because you had to
Boy,
stop
why
doing that.
in front of all my
Every
people,
time we
man?
would talk, hey, I just got one. I'm like, Ashley, if you don't listen to what
Hey guys, that reminds me. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers.
so subscribe
So
today.
subscribe. Everybody in the chat, please
Subscribe.
subscribe. Everybody that like the video. All right, that's right. I accept it. I'm a red
But
flag. You
is
better
it
watch
work
out.
related that you're upset about? I mean,
Yep. Obsessed with my
Let's-
money.
Nah, we can look up the word vain. Google exists.
It's like meaningless or something to look it up. Oh, you thought I was giving me the definition?
Yeah, I was like, you're about to say you were wrong. All right. Oh, wrong type of vain.
You put VEIN.
My bad. All right. Conceited or narcissistic?
that's
Conceited.
what I thought about, but it was like,
It says having or showing an excessively high opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth. I hope he doesn't know his worth. Just kidding. Please, that was a joke.
I know my worth, yo.
some men are clean cut. They
Let's
go
see.
get their manicures, pedicures.
Right. It's one.
Let's get
so
to.
up your game.
That's-
Let's go to
No,
this one.
I love that. I love when a man takes care of himself.
Shows up more than a little. What if his nails is like shiny though? You know what I'm saying?
Is it a clear coat?
Clear
Right.
coat, they a little shiny.
It's okay.
I'm okay with it. It's the.
I mean, how many?
Let me
coats
have
of
my
clear
nails
did
really
you put
quick.
on here?
It's like a smooth type of
But it
shine, you know.
protects it.
Mine ain't
Especially
shiny.
Well-
if you like do it like if you use your hands at work, bro. Like
I mean,
for real.
if they buff it out.
But sometimes they can get like.
Are you talking about
Well,
like
Ray
a?
ain't say nothing all
up.
day. What'd you say?
I will let you get a.
You said something. I want to hear what you said. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
You just want somebody to be a little. When you put your cash to the cashier, be like, "Hey, you can take
I was gonna
$5
say.
to yourself if you want to." It's like,
Feminine.
brother. I was like,
Nah, I agree. I was just
All
I
right.
mean, no, because like dudes like will buff out their like nails and stuff. Like it'll give it that shine, like as if they just put lotion on.
I think that's a little.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Cause like
I don't know.
no, cause like we were just listening to this earlier too, if you remember. Like it's a reflection of like how a man is, you know, inside out. Like if you take care of yourself inward, it'll reflect outward.
Do you think he should get a manicure, or is it
A
like
manicure is just a cleanup of the nail. Like they just like cut the cuticle and stuff, cut down the nails, clean the gunk and the doo-doo out like from under the nails and stuff.
definitely got to clean that out if you got that in there? Hey,
That's
if you
dirty. That be on wash your
you don't
hands.
need to be walking around with that. First of
manicure
all,
ain't helping nothing.
if I see that on your nails, I'm like, nah, bro.
You said hygiene, bad hygiene was
Yeah, you
We
got
can't even be
nails,
friends
ain't
if you got that on the
helping
nails,
You don't know how to wipe.
homie.
You know how to wipe.
Homie, we not cool, bro. I'm talking about my bros can't have that on their nails. That ain't gonna work.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
If you can pay for his nails, he can pay for mine.
Hey, you better get paid if you got doodle on your fingers. You know what I'm saying? All right. Shows up more than a little late. Sorry.
Oh, it's a deal breaker. I hate that so much.
Say that again.
Shows up more than a little late.
Praise God.
all the time.
Yeah, on pizza.
So it's situational. Okay.
CP time. No.
All right. We got like 4 more.
No.
Lack of ambition. I think you guys have covered it already. If
Mhm.
you don't have a lack of ambition, then, you know,
What are we
He
doing?
gets.
you're just
kicked
going to be left
out.
sitting.
Unequally yoked. Yes.
What does yoked mean?
I used to think it was the yolk in an egg.
Me
I found
too.
out
That's
that it's when you yolk up an animal and tie it to an animal, something like that. Yeah, I
no.
forget it's like a tool to rope.
Can we
like
add
a-
enunciation as a pet peeve? Because I have no idea what you just said.
What he? What?
But is it a deal breaker though? That's the
What?
question. Honestly, locks their phone.
Locks.
Do I know the password?
Right.
Are we newly dating? We're
Right. It
full-on
depends on the stage.
relationship?
This is serious.
If we in a full-on relationship, I know the password. Or that's a deal
Exactly.
breaker. What you
Yep.
hiding?
I agree.
I'm not
with
hiding
you.
nothing, y'all. Calm down. I'm just playing.
That's our phone.
That's our phone, right?
All right.
It depends on the
Um,
stage of a relationship.
Hey,
I
hey,
agree with that
girls,
statement.
ladies, if you locking your phone, that's a
I don't care.
problem
Dig through
too.
my
You know what I'm
phone.
saying?
Listen, it's one couple.
They keep it even because we be thinking about
It's one couple where the guy has the girl's passcode, but the girl can't have the man's passcode.
Baby, what you
Oh,
want my
no.
That's
passcode
because of
for?
that's because of the dynamics in today's you know, a lot of men are on this, you know, the woman, she can't have no friends, but I can have friends because I don't trust her. It's
And
a
he
lot
can
of
have
times
no
you have that
girlfriend.
type of dynamic going on.
Here, get up and go check.
Well, Nikia, here it is. We're good. All right, I knew it just had
Better?
to load. Cool. Let us know if something's not going good. We're probably gonna get comments because it went out.
I agree with the bro shoes.
What'd they say? Nikia, I'll have to check.
Nah,
feel-
I ain't
that's something else.
tripping.
I ain't tripping. God gonna show me
Yes.
in a dream
What
what
you,
you're doing.
and that
if you're
happened
doing
to me. I
something.
can testify.
Oh, Alexa
that's
says she
actually
can't hear.
accurate. That's accurate.
Yeah, that's probably what just
I
happened.
agree.
Carly, can you hear us?
Comments are a little delayed.
I don't have my sound up.
Oh,
But yeah.
They're just a little. They're like we get the comments late.
Delayed.
Delayed. Yeah.
that's what I was asking. Like, oh, you want to plug in your
Okay. Yeah.
headphones
So
and
we
then
good
check?
now. So let me see. Yeah, 'cause I don't be having dreams like that, so I'm gonna have to be Sherlock Holmes. You know what I'm saying? All right, control freak, which is me because I'm Sherlock Holmes.
No, you
I'm
have
just
to
playing.
learn to experience people. And my mom told me that, especially in dating, you can't control or dictate nothing.
Is
You
it
gotta
off?
learn to strictly experience.
No, that's all. Why you say that?
Can you hear me? Nobody can hear me.
Her mic is we changed. Okay. Because I don't know which one goes with which. I gotta label them or something. All right.
But no, learning to experience is a bit. You can't control everything. What are you controlling? Like literally, you can't control nobody. Like, you can tell them I don't like this, but you can't make them change. So it's
Right.
like you gonna have to learn to be like, you gonna do what you do. I hope you respect me in the process. That's more so where you can't control nothing except yourself and your reaction and your feelings. You know.
So control freak is definitely a problem.
Oh yes, most
Deal breaker.
definitely.
Yeah.
It's abusive a little bit
Yeah.
because you're gonna be manipulative.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
Close to abusive.
no.
I mean,
Too
I
much.
wouldn't say it's like a slippery slope like that. If it's like some things, like, hey, could you not wear booty shorts around my friends like that? I mean, I would understand
that ain't
some
being a
things you'd
control
have-
freak.
Respect,
right?
That's respect.
Because everything in a relationship is centered around respect. You respect your partner
That's the
enough to respect
boundary.
like their wishes or I don't know preferences.
That would be a boundary. That's not more so controlling.
Yeah, because what if I do that around your friends?
But
I'm
some
just playing.
people do have a
not gonna do
tendency to categorize your partner telling you to do something for them as controlling.
Okay, so I have a scenario for you
Ooh.
guys. A friend of mine was in a relationship and her
Oh, your mic.
significant other.
Sorry. She was in a relationship and her significant other did not want her wearing stretch pants to the gym. Not out and about. She was going to work out. So he wanted to choose her gym attire. So she got tired of the back and forth. So she was like, fine, what do you want me to wear? So she had to wear a shirt that was like 4 sizes too big, baggy sweatpants. And this is what he wanted her to work out in. Because he said, I know how men are in the gym, and I don't want you walking around where men can see you.
Mhm.
So then she was like, okay, fine. I'll switch to an all-girl gym.
Mm-hmm.
So she went to Curves.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still a deal breaker for her to wear that attire. Is that controlling, or is that him,
That's controlling.
I do
She
understand.
accommodated.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're good.
Who's going first?
Boom,
Because you want to flip a coin? Rock, paper, scissors?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I do understand his concern. Why should be subjected to other men's lustful gazes? So I understand like okay, maybe there he is showing that he does care and is looking out for her best interest. But also when it became or she tried to compromise, she tried to meet him in a middle ground and go to an all women's gym. Like if it truly was, hey, I don't want men looking at you, then her going to a women's gym or I guess all women's gym wouldn't be an issue. I guess it was just he didn't clearly communicate that, hey, that dress style overall doesn't matter who you're going to be presented in front of is an issue. So I think that was where he was lacking is communicating that to her.
I agree. Because she accommodated his insecurity
I mean, I wouldn't say it's an insecurity personally.
or his dislike.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I mean,
it is an insecurity because I feel like after she
partially, definitely.
switched gyms and it's all women. It's like no temptation there. It's all well for what we know it to be, it's no temptation there. So it's like enticing them, like there's no enticing of the opposite sex. So it's like, why is there still a problem?
Are you saying that's where the insecurity starts, or when he wants the woman to dress a certain way at a regular gym? Is that the insecurity?
No, I feel like it's an insecurity because after she switched gyms, it was still a problem.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think he was treating her because that's what he was doing at the gym.
Right. Is that
He's looking
Right.
at women.
That
He's
is-
doing this.
That is
So
a
he was like,
reflection of
yeah, you
exactly-
can't, because this is what men do at the gym. I think that
Right.
showcased what he was doing.
It's a reflection of his internal character.
I feel like y'all gotta
definitely.
have. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, it is. I mean, I think. Well, I'm not going to share that story, but I do want to answer like even Oreos when you get a question.
Yeah, I was going to say, go to Oreo's question and
because she asked it twice. I was like, girl, I see you. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say y'all gotta have consistency in a relationship. Like it can't be you telling her what to wear and then
Her telling you off.
she's not like she has things that she wants you to do, but you're just like, no, I'm the head. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of ridiculous that you're not gonna take anything that she says into consideration. But yeah, y'all need to serve each other. So but obviously I think the women think I'll personally be like, it's a little extra because if she's with you, why would she change up and be with a woman or try to, do there's nothing really to watch out for in a woman's gym, I wouldn't think. So I wouldn't be worried
So
about
I
that
mean, this is
myself.
an issue to me because we're not talking about requests from a husband. We're talking about requests in a dating relationship.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think Bree said it earlier. Like those are things like they would need to talk about before marriage. And in this case, it would be his preference for how he would like his girlfriend or his partner to dress. I think that they should have had that type of conversation. And if they did, then I don't know.
So Oreo's question, what about sending a picture to someone of your outfit every morning so they can see what you're wearing?
What's the
Is that
reason behind it?
controlling or not?
What's
I mean,
the reason
y'all
behind
must be
seeing my
long distance
outfit?
or something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it
I mean, I'm assuming
Well,
he
they're
needed to
probably not
approve
together
it.
yet. Yeah.
If he needed to
I'm thinking
approve my,
marriage.
you not God. Tell God to convict me if my outfit is too revealing or something. Other than that, why do you need to see my outfit Are you trying to match me? Like, what's the reason behind it?
Yeah.
And if it's to control or dictate what I got going on, if it's not a ring on my finger,
I would say that's that is controlling. I mean,
It is, I
dude,
agree.
you're gonna give yourself you're gonna be so stressed if you're constantly worried about what
Right.
she has on. Like you should be able to correct a few things that you don't like. And I say correct like y'all have a conversation, right? Not dictate, but y'all have a conversation and y'all understand each other. And then it's like, okay, cool. If you go out with the outfit that I don't like and we didn't talk about it, I'm not gonna think, oh, you probably brought a dude home. Like I'm not gonna freak out. Like, all right, when you get home and I see you in it, I'm be like, yeah, that may, we have a conversation right there. But for you to, it's like all that's not needed is what I'm saying. Like you sending me a picture every single day, like
It's a
bro,
bit obsessive.
you might not be with the right person if you feel like you got to do that.
what happens when I don't
Right.
send a picture?
Right.
Doom,
Exactly.
doom.
No. I mean,
don't
you
have
don't want to
time for
drive
that.
yourself crazy.
I hope we're not hitting some toes of some people because I'm just speaking. I don't know y'all.
Hypothetical.
I mean,
y'all
I
situations
just-
Gotta
are.
add hypothetical.
What's the other one?
The age one?
Oh,
We're doing a
yes.
Q&A on red flags today.
I love it.
She said also is age an issue.
Let me tell you something about
And
it.
maturity is an issue.
You said what?
And maturity is an issue.
That's the key.
Because
yeah.
Right. And of course, like we definitely,
myself.
I mean, we definitely don't want anyone.
You want to be
any-
hot, humble, open, and transparent?
Mm-mm.
All right, just making sure.
No, I mean, I guess we definitely don't want any predatory behavior. For one, I think that's a staple rule. And like what you said, it has a lot to do with maturity. As we all know, age doesn't equal maturity. It's not a direct correlation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty.
they older thinking they got experience.
16?
Let's hear from the lawyer on age.
40? When y'all 40, bro, do what you want. I don't even care no more.
Wait, what?
You 40, you want to date, somebody that's 90. I don't even care, bro. But I think,
But why is it?
because the ranges change when you're like younger. Like somebody that's 19 dating a 30-year-old, it's
Why?
not the same when y'all get older.
Tell them why.
Like if it's just because when you reach a certain age where it's like you're more accountable. So it's not the same thing. Like I'll say this, somebody's 19 and this other dude is like 35. That looks kind of sus, right? It's crazy.
Mhm.
But let's say it's the same distance, but you're 40, like, well, let's say 40 and 60. I mean, we already did that. Or like 40 and 55, or like 35 and
They're in that older range.
So it's
yeah,
the
it doesn't
experience.
to me it just doesn't seem as weird because you're already at the age like you've experienced life. Like y'all kind of have a better I just don't think you can't say predatory once you get to 40. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely you would want someone who is
It might be weird, but
barely out of their teens, barely out of high school,
Yeah.
hasn't experienced life. Because
Yeah.
To the young ones,
oftentimes when they're too young like that, they will be
you should.
what is the word? Easily impressionable? Is that it? They will feel pressured by an older man or woman or guilted into getting into a relationship, entanglement with them, whatever it may be. So I don't know. I feel like younger people, like 19 or even barely 18, they're more susceptible to being subjected to predatory guilt.
yeah, I will say I do find you know, from what I've seen, relationships a lot easier when the dude is older. Like how much older?
I can
That's kind of the
disagree with
question.
that.
But a dude being like younger than the woman, it's like you kind of you can lose a sense of provider, protector. He may not be experienced
that.
enough to uphold a relationship. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
I can see
hey,
that.
there are exceptions. I'm not saying if the dude's younger than you, you need to get rid of him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there are exceptions to the
That
rule.
part.
But mostly, the dude that it kind of waits till he has experience, he kind of gets his life together. You know, I think that's kind of important for you to be somewhat of a leader, to be a, like I said, protector, provider in a relationship. You can't really do that if she's teaching you things. Like, how are you gonna take care of her when things go south? Like, you're gonna be the one that's coming to her like, oh, I need you to help me. Like, that's not a good dynamic for a man to be that way. Like,
Hey,
that's
but,
crazy.
I think ultimately you have to have balance, because for anybody in that situation, the one who's doing the most is going to lose respect for the other party. And
Yeah.
without respecting the relationship, you can't honor each other.
Exactly.
So,
No, I agree. I've had to do that. The guy was older and he. Well,
Yeah. I just wanted one more red flag in if they're in debt.
there's one more.
Yeah, if they're in debt.
How much in debt?
Period.
Everybody got student loans. So hold up.
I need a provider.
What in the
Student loans mean
world?
they did go to higher education.
I mean, I guess to me that just boils back to
I don't know what's up with my
whether or
phone,
not they're
baby.
mindful with their money. If they're just frivolously like spending on things they don't need, then and that's what got them into debt, then no, like I don't need that. But if he or she or whomever, sorry, I forget you're here. Because do you date a boy? No.
No, I won't.
But
It's predatory. I'll just wait. Go ahead.
anyway, if he's in debt because of like student loans and stuff, I can understand that.
I would say if you in debt, you need to be cheap and frugal. All right. Let's go to
Sharing
the,
that pudding.
let's go to the, share that pudding. All right. And we're going to stop
Let's
at
say you've been dating a person
317, I think.
for a little while. Have you ever noticed that sometimes they just get comfortable?
You can move the mouse.
They just start to get a little bit too comfortable. And you started noticing stuff that you didn't notice before. That's when you got to really find out, is this the relationship I'm gonna stay in or not? Like, I'm gonna go back and forth, because sometimes it's the men that get comfortable, sometimes it's the ladies that get comfortable. Ladies, have you ever been dating a man, and then somewhere in the relationship you realize that he spends less time taking a shower than kids do? You ever seen that right there? Here's another one, ladies. You ever been dating a man and then you realize for the first time that he defends his mama way too much? You can't say nothing about his mama. Here's one for the fellas. Now, ladies, don't get tight on me. I told you we was gonna go back and forth. Now, I done 2 on the men, I gotta do 1 on you. Fellas, you ever been dating a woman and she got so comfortable, she started coming to bed like she's expecting bad weather? She got on a coat, a beanie, some thick slocks, sweatpants, gloves. Ladies, here's one with the fellas. You ever been sitting up, you've been dating a man for a little while and your mama come over? He walk in the kitchen, ain't got on nothing but his drawers, rubbing his stomach, talking about, hey, Miss Helen. This ain't no Miss Helen, this is my mama. Fellas, you ever been in a full-blown argument with your woman? I'm talking about y'all arguing. And right in the middle of the argument, she started taking her tracks out of her hand. I'm just sitting up in here, looking at you. All of a sudden, eyelashes come out. And you don't know who you messing with. Right here. Start taking makeup off. Setting it on the table. Just falling apart right in front of you. You sit up here going, she wiping makeup off, ain't got no eyelashes on, hair gone. You in here arguing with a whole nother person. Then she look at you and say, you don't know who you talking to.
Yeah, light skinned dude with the glasses. He was going in. You gotta click OBS on the.
He was.
Yeah, he been through all that. Yeah, so that's definitely some red flags in there. The Bible say don't go to bed in wrath. Or what do you say? Don't let the sun go down on your wrath.
Yep.
Amen. Now that's a tough one. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more for the married people. You know what I'm saying? We'll
No,
leave
it's
that question
not.
for them.
Like it could be for friendship.
Wait a minute. Okay, friendship. Yeah, don't let the sun go down on you. Because I'm thinking like you're not in the bed with your friends, but I forget we talking about just letting the sun go down on your wrath.
Yeah.
So you know, see any red flags in there that y'all like? They can't see you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're trying to hide yourself.
I just be thinking they
Like
can't hear me. I'm sorry.
your brother tried to hide himself. I said, brother.
Hold on. What's the next question?
Let me see. Okay, so we got to prepare ourselves, y'all. Prepare ourselves for the ultimate goal.
How did I look?
How should we do that?
How did I look? How did I look to you, Ashley?
How does that look to me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think I've been doing this on this land? No, so preparing yourself is having conversations with people in relationships, asking them real questions, getting deep. And if people don't want to go deep, then that's just not the right person to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Paying attention to people's relationships, I would say, is a really big one. Like learning, like, okay, I don't like this. I don't like this. This is something I don't want. Like you learn from things that you see that are negative, but you also learn from things, like you said, cherry pick. I don't know who brought that up, but you cherry pick, you know, certain relationships that you see. And I'll tell you another one. And obviously, you know, God, you get yourself right with God. That's the first thing, right? Because ultimately, if you're going to have a family and you don't have God in that family, then, you know, what kind of setup are you having for your children and you can't really care about somebody if you don't care about their salvation. So don't even get in a relationship, bro. I'm just going to be real with
So
you.
for you personally, it's to be centered around God or get right with God first as a main.
You mean like the reason that you're doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Bible says to seek out your own salvation. So he gave you your body for a reason. So so it's very important to make sure that you seek out your own salvation. I always say, what's the most important question to ask yourself? What's going to happen when I die, right? You need to know what's going to happen. That's very important because you want to be safe. You know what I'm saying? But also you want your family to be safe. And you can have them safe in an earthly environment, but what about eternally? Like you want to have that as your priority. That's way more important.
So as a man, what do you have to do for that?
Well, I'll just say in a general sense, you have to, you know, make sure that you're not being led astray. Or Colossians 2:8, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. So I always tell people, anybody could be wrong. The Bible says make every man a liar and God the truth. So even my own pastor, my family, everybody, I'm like, look, I hear y'all. I'm going to use it as a foundation, but I got to figure this out myself too. You know, so I'm not going to leave how I research it off the table. I'm not going to be like, let anybody control the way I think. And I don't want somebody that allows me to control her either. Like, I want somebody like, okay, you got your own mind, but we can come together and reason. But if I say, hey, babe, we doing this, and you're just like, okay, I don't want that. Because now when stuff goes south, that's going to come out and you're going to surprise me. I don't want that. And I don't want somebody that's just, so ready to, be changed at the drop of a hat. Like, I want you to be like, all right, hold on, let me consider that. Let me think about that.
Right.
And, like, cool, we're clear. But if you're just like, there's a balance. It's not like I'm not considering anything you're saying, but also I'm not going to just change for you. Like, I want you to change for God, right? Obviously, we work out our purposes together, but to answer the question on preparedness, like, I mean, this is me like my research, like obviously I'm not in a relationship or anything, but at the same time, like you want to have conversation with people. And yes, you don't want to just have conversation with the bros because you want to understand the differences in men and women because we are not the same.
Can you
So
list some of those differences?
you said what?
Can you list some of those differences?
Some of the differences, I would say women for the most part are more, um, I would say more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Emotionally
They embrace
intelligent.
their emotional side more, I guess.
They're empathetic by nature.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, you got some emotional men. You know what I'm saying? So it's just exception. But I will say, like, when it comes, like, let's say a prayer meeting, right? You're gonna have more women teary eyed than the men, and that is natural, right? There's more of a nurturing type of, I say spirit. Everybody calls stuff spirits, but there's more of a nurturing side to her versus a man. We walking around. We providers. That's supposed to be the difference.
For you.
Yeah, they're not gonna show so much of how they feel. They're gonna tell you what they think. They're not gonna tell you how they feel. They're gonna tell you like, okay, logically, this is what we should do. And women are like, hold up, I need to express this to you. I need to say this. I don't need you to respond to me. I just need to say this and get this off my chest, right?
Right.
Men will a lot of times keep that in. And we're like, okay, I got to think about this and figure this out because I don't want to waste my energy talking because it doesn't lead to a solution.
Right. They're more.
So we're just thinking about we're wired differently. Obviously, there are exceptions. So, the chat can let me know if I'm doing a good job or not. But that's my perception of the difference between men and women. And there are a lot of other things like biologically, whatever. But yeah. Anybody else want to comment on that?
Yeah.
You think
All
I'm
right,
like
we have
completely
a
wrong? Or?
question
Oh, yeah.
in the chat, Ashley.
All right. What is the question?
It says,
You
who
can
comes
scroll up and
first?
down on the OBS too, right?
oh,
Maybe.
I think
Who
that
comes-
does it
maybe not,
update
maybe
later or
not.
something?
Maybe.
yeah, it comes later, but it says who comes first in the mother or the wife in a married relationship.
What is that?
So what they
I don't
mean
understand the
is,
question.
so I think they mean like a mother-in-law, right?
Right, the mother-in-law.
Oh,
The wife.
the mother-in-law
Or-
is
Or it could be the mom and the husband who comes first.
I would say
So
no. It's definitely the
God
wife.
said you leave
I would
your
say
parents
you
and cling to
definitely-
your wife.
You definitely give the mother-in-law more attention. So no. I say that the father-in-law comes first because you gotta get his approval. Then the wife. No, I'm just playing. But you definitely gotta put that up there. But no, the wife definitely comes first. I'm saying. But wait a minute, the mother-in-law. A lot of times.
They aren't
Oh, did I-
factors.
Are you talking about your?
Sorry,
I
did
think they're
I
talking about
I
your
meant-
own mother.
Yeah. So how
No.
like
you get married
that's easy.
and
That's
your
easy.
spouse has a mother. That's a mother-in-law.
But that's
right.
easy.
Does the husband's
What's not easy is your own mother.
or his wife. Yeah, that was what I
The
was gonna say.
mother-in-law,
No.
that's easy to put your wife first. But what's not easy that people have problems with
I love
is
how we
your
all said it.
own mother.
Right.
No, people have problems with the husband being a mama's boy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
standing up to for his wife
Yeah.
But
So-
his own mom.
from his own mom.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm thinking you talking about her, like your mother-in-law.
it's like wife?
Like who comes first, your mother-in-law, like her mom, or
Not
her?
Right.
Because that's
So-
easy.
So it's easy for you now. You're
Her
not
mother-in-law.
married. A lot of people. This is a big
I would
question.
think the
This is a
mother,
big-
like my
Have
own
you-
mother, would be more of a spicy.
Priorities.
Yes, but
situation.
it's her mother-in-law, but it's your mom. So you understand the question now,
Comes first, your wife
You're
or
talking
your
about
husband?
my mother.
right?
Yes,
but it's
your
her
mother.
When
mother-in-law.
y'all say mother-in-law, that
So
confuses
okay,
me.
if
Or
we
your wife.
Because I'm the one making the choice. So,
So-
it's my
would it
mother
be-
or my wife.
Yeah. So would it be
That
your
makes it more
mom
simple.
I'm
or your wife?
confused.
Okay. It would definitely be my wife,
Mm.
right? If we're dating, we're not together, we're not planning, and obviously it's like, no, we're not together yet. But like Carla just said, you leave your mother and father, and you cleave to your wife. So it's like you obviously have to have a balance, like, because your wife can be tripping, right?
Right.
But
That's why I said I think the wife needs to be secure in her position so she isn't petty. But the only way for her to become secure in that position is if you've made her secure.
Correct.
I know some people that wife have
exactly it.
security, but they. Let me not. Okay.
you got this mic all which ways. It don't
Go
even
ahead,
matter.
Because I
Just let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna take over this show.
No, I just sat up. I apologize.
I wants to be different.
I don't want to be different.
I've actually witnessed when it wasn't the mom, it was actually the wife.
What you mean?
It seemed very secure. Like the wife knew that she was the wife, and he will always go back and go to his wife. But the wife wanted to control every aspect. So if he even go back and ask his mom just for a little bit of advice, it was like, you come to me first, and it's like
That's not
that's
healthy.
still his mama.
Honestly, I don't like the whole.
He should come to her first because they're a union.
But
So he should come to her first, and they discuss it first because they're the union. Now you can get outside factors, but the first stop is home.
Talking to his mom about a personal thing that he may be dealing with, so that he can bring it to his wife. Not saying that the wife won't be included in, but at first he's like,
Why are you scared of your wife that you go to your mama first?
I don't think it's a scare thing.
I guess
I mean,
it's
you
like
can.
Yeah, I agree.
First of all, you don't.
Keep it in the house
As
first.
a person who is newly married, remarried, you keep things in your house. Keep things in your
I
house.
don't have like experience on this, but I would say like it depends on what you mean by what do you mean when you say put your wife first or because I would say if somebody's wrong, like if my wife is just dead wrong and I was like
Always black and white.
it's like I don't know how to explain it to her maybe because she may just saying be in a mood or something, I don't know, but I'm just like, yo, you tripping, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, to put her first when she's wrong.
Okay. So there's a way to correct your significant other.
Right.
So you can say, we get home, the scenario happened out in public. You, of course, backed your spouse up.
Yeah.
But you get in a car, you was dead wrong. And you got me out here looking crazy, backing you up, and you know you're wrong. Because that's just me. But you don't correct in public. I don't think you correct your spouse in public in front of people.
I agree with that
But
completely.
when behind closed doors, nigga, you got me out here looking crazy.
Watch your profanity. Nah, I would say like I don't like to usually take sides, right?
That is a lie.
It's very divisive. I don't like to take sides. It may come off that way because of how I communicate. I don't know, but
I agree with a lot.
I like to understand kind of like, okay, I've had conversations with people like, and they say, well, why are you, no, I'm not taking this person's side, but I'm just saying like, I'm talking to you. So this is what you can do to make the situation better. And I talk to them and say, hey, this is what you can do to make the situation better. Like, these are her problems. These are his problems. Like, figure that out. Because you ain't just all in the clear. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when those arguments happen, both parties are doing something off. A lot of times.
Too much into y'all relationship.
Right, that's not right
Okay,
either.
no, that's
Might be
borderline.
Too much in the relationship.
Then that's the
Like, flowing
problem.
into that.
Yeah.
That would be a problem then.
Yeah, but if she's too much into a relationship and then my wife cuss her out, it's like,
You let her do that.
you're
Yeah,
right. She
yeah.
was too into it, but why did you go that far? You could have talked to me. We could have dealt with that. You can hold your, temper together a little more than cussing her out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so if, because I'm the type of person, I'm going to meet it head on. So if there's a problem and I go to your mom, and I'm not saying go disrespectful, because we're all adults. And you need to be, you don't want your mama disrespected, so don't disrespect anybody else's.
Exactly. Thank
So
But don't talk about my mama.
you say, hey, this is an issue for me. He needs to come to me, and we're going to make our way in our own household. We're going to make decisions for ourselves. I understand you may have opinions, but there's boundaries. So I can say that, and that's not me disrespecting her. That's me holding the line of my household and putting my relationship first.
Exactly.
And then I'm going to let him know, hey, I had a conversation with your mom. So I don't need to get clearance to talk to your mom because we're all adults here.
Correct.
But you need to always be respectful.
But shouldn't that be something he do, not you? being as though the situation like
Yes, I mean, I've been in situations where that's happened, and I need to go in behind him and reinforce it because we mean business.
But y'all probably close, so you can do that. You know what I mean?
I think
Like-
first should be you talking to your mom, and if your mom don't respect it after that, maybe me and her can have a conversation. But
Yeah.
the problem didn't lie. It didn't start with the mom-in-law because the mom didn't know the business until after her son came and talked to her. So no, you go tell your mom that at this point we ain't coming to her for no more advice because she's too involved, and we need to figure this out ourselves. Not immediately, first time.
Oh yeah.
Hey, mom-in-law, come here.
Yeah, I
Gotta
think
talk
you
to
would use like
Yeah.
reinforcements, like a mother-in-law as, or father-in-law as a last resort.
No, I think you need to meet it head on because if you let situations keep piling up, as women, the bitterness grows.
But that's
Wait.
You meet it.
We can't hear you.
Oh wait, are we talking about general problems
that
or
would
like
be
problems
him
with the
making her-
mother-in-law or father-in-law?
Oh, problems with the in-laws.
But that would be
okay,
making,
never mind.
making
My
sure his wife.
My response is
But
something
that would
else.
be making sure his wife is secure in the relationship.
I mean, yeah.
It's based
Right.
on this.
By
It's based
him,
on the
I'm
situation.
saying
Like
by him, but
speaking in tongues.
I know, right? You heard it.
Bye sheep. Bye hallelujah. Which one are you talking? This girl.
No,
Don't
but
be
by
trying to
him
act.
doing it
I got a
first-
word from God, so I know I'm right. All right.
Hey, it lines up with the word.
Make sure you make
I would say it is.
Yeah,
it is
definitely.
different. There are different relationship dynamics. So obviously, like you can really be cool with the in-laws. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, yeah, go to her and tell her how you feel. No problem. If it's a new relationship, it's like, just slow your roll. Let's work. If you can have that conversation, cool. Like if I'm with my wife and she wants to have a conversation with my mom, like, yeah, this bothers me, but I know you didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? You know how to
Yeah.
communicate that.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna
Right.
let you do that. But if you over there like, I know you looked at me like that because you didn't like what I was wearing. No,
Okay.
we're not doing that. I
Right.
gotta step in like, no, that's my mama. You gonna
But
put some respect on her name.
oh yeah,
But
Know who you
she
married.
shouldn't. She did look at you that way, so we're
Definitely-
gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
definitely
So-
always keep
Oh.
a respectful relationship. Like you were talking about, like cursing out someone's mother. Like no, it shouldn't even get to that point
Right.
where you're disrespecting anyone in general. You know.
But also, sometimes these men
That's that comfortability.
don't. Sometimes these
Yeah,
men do
true.
not step up and
It's
say, "Hey,
comfortable.
like they don't pay attention. Like I didn't see this going on because I wasn't paying attention." It's like, no, pay attention to what's going on and address it. Like you may not catch every situation. You may not know that your wife is bothered by something, but I'll say, look, if you can see something clearly and you got discernment or you got, intuition, whatever you want to call it, I would just say focus on what's going on and say, yo, have that conversation with your mom. Have that conversation with your dad or, with your wife or whatever. Like before
Yeah.
it gets too spicy, you know what I'm saying?
I think we got more comments coming in. Any
Right.
more questions?
I think
down
we'll read a few more comments and then we will call it a night. You want to read some of those comments, Nicole?
Okay, so from the brochures,
there? Ben's. Oh, sorry.
We
It
have-
didn't change on you.
oh, you know what? Let's go to Brittany's comment about their successful relationships in and out of the church.
Mm.
If you guys want to
Define
comment.
successful.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's
Like she's
Subjective?
saying, like
Subjective?
some
Subjective.
people
I think
have
that's
long-lasting,
subjective.
loving relationships outside of God, and then some people within the church also have long-lasting relationships. And you also have in the church failing relationships as well as outside. That's what she was talking about.
You can switch back to this, or if you had some more comments to read on.
Yeah, I did. I was gonna go through.
Okay, should just go through some comments and then we'll respond.
I'll
to
just
some
let you
now.
guys react. You don't have to look at me.
Okay.
Okay. We were talking about again commenting on nobody needing two picks to approve an outfit. So from the brochures, that's controlling.
I was gonna say the having successful relationships outside of the marriage, outside of the church. You can definitely learn from those relationships, I would say. But if you're outside of the church, like you're kind of like you need to have a place that you can grow like your family unit, right? It needs to be a place where they can learn about God and things like that, because you can have a successful relationship, but at the same time, like, well, do you care about your children's salvation? You know what I'm saying? Do you care about their love for God and stuff like that? That is problematic. So, in terms, it makes the whole unit like unsuccessful because it's all vain. So everything that you build up, you could be making money, you could be successful, and I will pay attention to y'all and learn from y'all. But what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be in the church with it. So I'm not gonna just say, "Nah, y'all dumb. Y'all ain't got nothing." No, y'all got some stuff figured out, but the end result is problematic for me. Yeah.
So commenting to the first stop being at home, to I think it was Michaela's situation. I'm not saying he can't get advice from his mom, but I don't want to hear how you feel from someone else.
I agree.
Wait, what? Explain it. What? I missed something.
Okay, so you go to your mom and y'all talk about some advice that maybe she's giving you. She don't want to hear from your mom how you feel. She wants you to go back and tell her how you feel. Maybe your mom gave you clarity on the situation, and now it's your turn to go back and basically relate that to your mom.
Okay, wait. So your mom doesn't, your wife doesn't want to hear how you feel from your mom?
Yes, she wants you to talk to her and communicate. It was about the advice.
So is my mom jumping the gun and telling my wife how I feel without
No,
me
we're
getting to
saying
her first?
we're saying you're jumping the gun, talking to your mother first before talking to your wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can't do that. I would never do that. You know, like, now that is a good question. If you have an issue that you can't, you gotta have counselors. I don't view your mom as like a counselor because she's gonna take your side. That's not a healthy counselor because she's going to take your side. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
Unless
there's
she-
nothing wrong with having
exceptions, though, maybe. I don't
healthy
know.
counseling, but the issue is, okay, babe, or whatever you calling your significant other.
Boo
I'm
thing. Shorty child.
I'm dealing with this particular issue right now. I'm struggling in this area. I'm gonna go seek. I want to go talk to so and so, and really, get it some better understanding. But she was the first stop.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the issue, that you let someone else know how you felt before when she your partner. Y'all supposed to be tied together.
Good communication.
That's one of the pillars of a relationship.
That's crazy. If
As a partner, you're not always going to have the answer. You're not always going to know the way. Right. But as a partnership, y'all should, if your significant other has an issue, y'all should be able to go to prayer about it. Okay. And go, and talk to each other, and then seek outside. But what you're doing is you're excluding her first. You've talked to everybody else. Now, of course, you can go to prayer at any point, but you're talking to everybody else in these streets about something that's going to affect her because she's in the relationship with you.
I agree. Especially if they're like new to the relationship. They gotta start with each other.
God
first.
be your counselor?
Yeah.
Some people don't have a good enough connection for God to be their counselor. Let's be real.
They be hearing themselves and thinking it's God.
But I hear you. They, because the thing is, like, some people need counselors to hear what God is saying.
You need that confirmation.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people have so much experience with God. Some people have so much experience with God that it's like, you just taking counseling from God, you may be misinterpreting some things that He's saying to you. I mean, you hear a prophecy, oh my gosh, it's coming, and you don't think that you have to apply yourself. You need a counselor. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you definitely you own it though. God is the source.
Definitely, but even when you read in the Bible, sometimes we have a tendency as humans, we're gonna interpret the scripture that lean toward what we want to do.
To be biased, yeah.
So we don't go to God and go to scripture saying, God, teach me. I don't have a feeling. I don't have a way I want to go. I want you to guide me. We're like, God, give me the scriptures that's going to confirm what I want to do or how I feel. Yeah. So we're not coming to it open so that we're teachable.
Yeah. That's a
right
yeah, drink but don't get drunk. You know what I'm saying?
5 confirmations.
Jesus turned water into wine.
And godly counsel don't always mean your homegirls or your homeboy. You need to go to somebody with some wisdom.
Exactly.
Somebody with knowledge. It could be your mama, but I'm gonna need more. I need more. Just make sure mama ain't taking my side.
That's why you gotta have those people you can consult.
I mean, if you know your mom is a bias,
my mama take my side.
I think what we do
Not
too,
my
like
mom.
when we talking to
You're wrong, you're
our wives or whoever.
So that was my question,
Yeah.
my last before we close out. So a lot of what we talked about is, okay, if we're dating, we're in a relationship, like the scenario the brochures had, sending the pictures, and the one Michaela talked about long distance.
You can see that
So-
rubber band on your finger. And then
Yeah.
you got some extra jewelry on. She fancy today.
So at what point in a dating relationship do you say, okay, this is the one I'm striving to the end goal marriage with? Because a lot of times as single people dating, okay, you can't really tell me what to do because you're not my husband. But that's your end goal. So when do you say, okay, I'm going to take correction from this man? I'm going to do these things for this man because this is, so at what point does that take place? What's the timing on that?
I'm gonna tell you what my man,
let
who's
y'all
not
answer
my
that.
man, but my man tell me.
You better, honey child, you gotta get out of here.
Entanglement,
You
situationship.
gotta have the spirit of God.
I thought
Like
we were done with situationships, girl.
it's
No.
courtshipping. Let me say courtshipping, not man who not my
He
man, but
not
my man.
only in the
But
chat.
almost your man.
Courtshipping, he basically informs me like if you're gonna like if we're doing this, whether whatever, make sure they have.
I'm sorry. That was good.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Just basically the spirit of God. Cause why am I listening to this? I mean, after a while, I'm gonna know if you're the right one or not. But
Mm-hmm.
spirit of God is when I'll be like, okay, I can submit to this because He's not telling me nothing out of self. He's telling me what God would want it to be. If that makes sense. Hopefully it made sense.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean,
I'm just
you
playing.
know?
Be nice.
Sarcasm.
I mean,
Right?
I try to
I'm just playing.
understand. Like, okay, because what was the question? At what point do you start respecting what the man has to say?
Yeah.
So, because I'm a bit headstrong and it's hard for me to do that so easily, just to take in someone. I mean, I will consider someone's opinion, but I'll take what he says, weigh it in, and see or try to understand his thought process behind it and why it is beneficial to me. If I feel like it's something that's hindering me, if he's telling me help him sell crack, obviously no. I have morals, I have values.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go against
true.
those. But
No crack.
but definitely
Not even in the back.
I
Sorry.
would go.
That's stupid. You see somebody
Not
like
along
the
that.
plumbers,
I told y'all he would
the
embarrass
plumber,
me.
the plumber fit. It'd be like, hey, bro, ain't no crack allowed in here. You pull them pants up. You know what I'm saying?
But at what point? I don't know. I
Crack
think
kills.
for me,
I'm sorry. I'm done.
before
Sorry.
because like I said, I've taken a big break. I've definitely taken a big break from like situationships or like relationships. Period. Oh, for a while, but one of the things I know I need to work on is going into it with an open mind, open heart. Constructive
Yes,
criticism.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I mean, I want to do better. I want to understand where he's coming from because at the end of the day, his feelings do matter to me. So that's my thought. If I really like him, yeah.
Yeah. So, if it's somebody like me,
At what point do
you
you?
need to just listen to what I gotta say because it's obviously the truth.
That is a lie.
You follow
Okay,
your man as
Right?
you follow your man as he follows Christ Jesus.
He gotta
So
act
you
like a
need
man
to-
for me to follow
you
him
need
as
to
a
know
man.
those. You need to know those that labor among you, right?
Sit up for this.
Once you've agreed, then you can walk together.
I agree.
See,
I
so
disagree.
because if you agree, you still right. So this is the thing. When you have hey, y'all can take what I say. Paul wasn't married. He preached on marriages. So
That part.
I would just say when you are in a relationship and okay, I lost my point for a second. Okay, so when you're in a relationship and you have learned them, you figured them out, y'all got past y'all's like y'all kind of it takes a little bit of time. I'll say I don't know the exact point of when, but I would say it's not a light switch. It's not like you just flip it on and yes, I'm that person now. I think it's a gradual process. It's like, okay, I'm slowly testing these waters out, try the spirits to see if they are of God, because you can have fruit that is not fruitful.
Period.
You know what I'm
Not of
saying? You
God.
can have bad fruit on your tree. You can have some good fruit. I know they say the whole tree is bad. I don't know, but you can tell the tree by the fruit it bears. So you test that out.
Right.
You try this out, and you see like, okay, I don't know exactly when that point is, but obviously, if you're still unsure, about this for so long, you could end up, losing out on something because your expectations were six figures, and that's the only thing that I will start with, da 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 da, but trusting him based on, can you see the vision? Is he progressing? Do you see that? Do you see like event, like just map it out logically, I guess. Like in your head, map it out logically. It's like, I don't have enough to go off of yet. That's cool. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. But you wanted to say something, Carly? Hit the button that says mic on the keys. No. It's buttons, not the Mac at all. It's not even the laptop. Buttons on this right cube. Hit the one that says mic, MIKE. Then you can say your piece. Oh no, never mind. Because you got to turn my voice broke. You got to turn the desktop on and stuff. So we'll just give our closing statements, and then we
I was
will.
just gonna say I agree with what you were saying at the beginning.
Yeah.
You got to learn each other. I don't know. It varies. Like I think it's just something y'all will discern or intuitively know.
Yeah. Who had a question?
It says, what if he's fake following? What if he's fake following Christ?
What if he's fake
Then I'm
following Christ?
gonna fake be
You
into
know
him.
the tree by the
Yeah.
fruit it bears.
Yeah, you that's the thing. Like it's obviously it can be specific. I mean, because if you're faking following God that much, I feel like you're just eventually gonna be following God. Like there are gonna be holes, there are gonna be slip ups. You're gonna you're gonna eventually see it. If you don't see it, then chances are he's really following God. I don't the darkness. I think there's a verse in the Bible that says the darkness will come to light. It will reveal itself. So don't
You seek, you shall find.
don't move too fast in that relationship, because I feel like the more you talk to people, if you're let's say your dad is like, hold up now, this guy right here, watch out for him. Like you have people in your life that give you signs, so you got to pay attention. If you feel a little shaky, then that means like, all right, slow down. It doesn't mean it's a no, but it means slow down, be cautious, pull back, whatever you got to do. But yeah, people act like they follow Christ. They'll come into the church and act like they love God just to get with you. Like it does happen. So be mindful of that. So, I feel like it's kind of easy to tell the difference between somebody that's really that's got the Holy Ghost versus somebody that's got the Sholy Ghost. I feel like it's a big difference. You got the Sholy Ghost? Okay, I just wonder why you was laughing.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. But you know what the Holy Ghost is. That's all that matters.
I'm learning.
So I feel like we can give our, 1 minute statements and we can close out.
1 minute statements.
Yeah, just like what you feel about the podcast, whatever. You get a few examples and then you say what your last thoughts.
Can
or
they hear
whatever.
me?
But wait, let's go to Nakia first. Your thoughts. Go Michaela first. All right.
I'm honored. Well, basically,
All right, don't
all
do all
in
that.
all,
Don't
what
be
I've
extra. Not just play.
what I've taken from this podcast is oneness with God first, knowing thyself, knowing first the characteristics you like in a person, and then knowing the characteristics in which God will want you to have personally in the other person like you're with, and then lining them up and see if they coincide. And if they don't, most likely you're going to have a relationship that ends tragically. Aside from that, no, I'm just playing. But aside from that, oneness, like that's the big thing, and compromise and knowing what a red flag is. They're not orange, they're red,
Yeah.
Yeah. All in all, that's what I took from it. But yeah.
Amen. All right.
Yeah.
I hope I can hear my stomach because I'm hungry.
Okay, the one thing I think I would take away from tonight's conversation is know yourself and know God. Know yourself in and out. Understand why you are the way you are. Understand what happened to you. Understand your traumas, your triggers, so that you can A, be honest when you meet the person, and B, know what you need in your relationships. Because if you don't know why you're the way you are, you don't know what you need. And also, take all of that information that you've learned about yourself to God. Because man doesn't change people, God changes.
I agree.
You can't change yourself, God can change you.
Well, Aliana, it's hard to follow up after that, but you
I
know,
know. I was
do your
gonna
best.
say,
I
well,
would
if
say.
anything, I learned a lot from Nakia. Like what you've said is
You can.
very.
Hold a second. I'm sorry. You can mute your mic, Nakia, because sometimes it causes an echo. Okay. Sorry.
No, I've learned a
Oh,
lot.
you can close in on her as well. Sorry. And we're good.
I will push you off this chair.
Trying to get my reels.
Thank you.
Cool.
No, I just learned a lot from Nakia. Like I said, recently, I've personally just gone on this growth and healing journey, as they call it, to be a better woman. And, I mean, I can't word it like you can, Nakia, but I've taken what you've said, knowing yourself first always. Obviously, no one's going to get a relationship perfect the first go round. It's easier said than done, like you always say. And yeah, just know, going with an understanding that the person you're going to be with is going to be different than you, and they're not always going to meet your expectations, and that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I would just say, let me see. Let me get myself right first. Sorry, this chair's kind of uncomfortable. I rebuke you in the name of no, I'm playing. So there are a lot of rules to relationships, society rules that people come up with. I would just say, don't take that for every single relationship.
Right.
There are some common things that, yes, we need to be ambitious about making this a serious thing. We need to be serious. We don't need to take relationships lightly, any relationship for that matter. But at the same time, there are certain rules that other people will say, hey, this is the way you should do it. Don't get so caught up on, because they may give you some good advice. But then if they give you some other advice, that doesn't mean that everything they say at that point is absolutely true. You have to be able to filter out the advice that you have and say, hey, well, that's advice that works very well for your relationship, but my relationship may be a little different. You can never go wrong with the Bible. But at the same time, there are certain people who have commentary on, society rules and relationships and things like that. There are specific things that go on differently in your relationship that may not work in everybody else's relationship. So you do have to view that as different. This is a different person. It's two becoming one. There's growth that happens differently for different people. You have to take all the variables and really process this. But at the same time, be cautious. Don't rush anything. Take your time. The desires that you have to give that to God and let Him deal with that as much as you possibly can. Yes, we're going to slip up. We're going to make mistakes. You still can get close to God and let Him fix it. Don't ever think it's too late. He says He'll restore the years that the moss and the cankerworms have stolen from you. So He will give you back time. And I don't like to, don't just be dumb. And because I said that, oh, we're going to just waste time now. But no, take it seriously. But at the same time, don't think that the other people's relationships and the advice that they have always is going to apply to yours. There are different things that go on in different relationships, and that's what I'll say. But I think we had a good show. Guys, like the video. Obviously, subscribe if you feeling it. We're trying to get to 1,000, and when we get to 1,000, I guess we're still just on for that ice bucket challenge, because I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
I got a couple things.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out. Right now, it's just ice bucket challenge. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're really close, trying to get to it. We're not going to have a live next Friday. We may have something else posted, but then we're going to come back the Friday after that. So stay locked and stay with us. I appreciate everybody for joining us. God bless you.